Hello, hello, everybody. We're live. Thank you so much for joining. Diego D here for joining us at this stream at the Diego Dimensions channel. As you guys read in the description and have been advertising, we will be talking today about the Sonic 3 trailer, giving some theories, what we thought of it, throwing out as much stuff as we can. Let me know if you guys can hear me well, if the volume is fine. Hopefully. But yeah, you might be wondering why I say we's, because today I'm joined by very special guests, the stars from Project Shadow, the English version, and, you know, the Portuguese, since the director is here too. Joao, Filipe, Santiago is joining us today, alongside RandomGoonVO. I don't know if you want me to say your name, but if something, go ahead and say it.
Hey, it's RandomGoonVO. What's going on?
Shadow the Hedgehog himself.
I voice Shadow the Hedgehog, it's a small character in this little franchise called Sonic the Hedgehog in the Project Shadow English dub.
Staying humble, you know?
Yeah.
And we also are joined by Geral, Robotnik in both English and Spanish. Charriii5 himself, also known as Nahum Luna, also known as Charriii5.
Hello, everybody. Thank you so much for having me.
Of course, thank you for joining us. Appreciate it. Joao, anything you want to say? I didn't give you a chance to speak. Sorry about that.
No, I just want to say hello. How are you?
Okay, in the chat, I might ask you real quick if you guys can let me know if the audio is fine between everybody. I appreciate if you guys can give me this, but
move you guys.
A second.
There we go.
Somebody.
Good song.
The audio's all good. Perfect. Thank you very, very much, and thank you for joining. Okay, so let's just say hi to the people joining us in the chat. Ambimations, I hope that I'm pronouncing that correctly. Sheila Rios, thank you so much for joining us. It's great seeing you again. Jacqueline Diabreu, just gonna say right away, that's my mother. Love her. But yeah. By the way, she said boa noite to you, João. I'm guessing to everybody, but boa noite.
Yeah. Well, I don't speak Portuguese, so I'm sure that's not for me.
No, but it's definitely for you. Good night. Buenas noches, I guess. Alright, ready. So you guys want to start off just talking? How are we doing today? I want to give you guys a chance to speak too.
I'm doing
It's
good.
been-
man.
He don't speak Portuguese because he's lying. He's
No, I don't speak it. I understand it.
That's
Sometimes.
more than
Yeah,
enough.
yeah, good one. Yeah.
But yeah, we'll be watching.
Excited
the
to be here.
So y'all watch the trailer, right?
Yes.
Of course.
Give me your first impressions. What do we thought of it? Are we excited? Are we not?
I can start.
Yeah, he wants to start. Not that he can't start, he wants to start. I feel
Go for
it.
it. Go for it.
I will start,
He
bro.
wants to.
Whether you give me
First-
the word or not, I will start.
Man, I got so excited with this trailer, man. It looks so good. Like, the two first movies look awesome, of course, Sonic 1 and 2, but this one is like a huge
level.
upgrade visually, you know. And man, Shadow looks so cool. All
He
the
does.
Sonic characters, all the environments, all Gerald, man, it's crazy. I just went insane when I watched it. It's crazy.
It's all amazing. I really love the design of Shadow. Like, it's really close to the one that they did for Project Shadow, but like, he looks like evil.
Way
He
better.
looks devilish. Like,
Way better.
Oh
now come
my
on.
god.
It's funny because like the Project Shadow is like awesome, but it also looks cuddly. It looks like welcoming. Like I can give him a hug. But like this one that looks evil, dude. Like this one looks like he's ready
So
to.
threatening.
What do you guys think of the Jim Carrey double casting? Somebody's asking in the chat if anybody wants to answer.
I
Um,
expected it. I
Yeah.
pretty much figured that that's what they were gonna do.
Yeah, I was just like, of course it's Jim Carrey. Of course, why wouldn't it be? Like, I'm fine with it.
I
just
think it's so
don't.
strange. Go ahead.
I'm sorry. I'm not gonna judge it yet, but I know a lot of people had gripes with Gerald showing up at the end of the trailer in the first place. But I acknowledge that I have the mindset of, okay, it's adapting certain things from SA2, yes, and it's gonna be its own thing, like, altogether. So let's just see how it plays out.
Yeah.
But I was a little skeptical just because we know how the story goes, but trying to keep an open mind with with seeing Gerald at the end. So we'll see.
Mhm.
But Jim Carrey, yeah, it's fine. Like, I'm glad it's him. And just I have no problem with it. It's fine.
Before the trailer was out, I talked a little bit, some theories, some stuff with Giovanni, and I say like, I bet they won't change a lot of the past, and then Gerald shows up in the end of the trailer, like they will change a lot of stuff, but let's see, looks good. I really like it. Jim Carrey. It's awesome, you know, so it can't go wrong.
You were gonna say something, Charriii, before?
Oh, yeah. I think it's very interesting how many people, at least online, I don't know what the general consensus is, just because, you know, the world isn't Twitter, but
Sometimes
it's
it
so
feels
interesting
like it
to
is,
me
but-
that sometimes it feels like it is. It's so interesting to me to see so many people think that the double casting is weird when almost every time in the games it's been double cast.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
Yeah.
you know,
Yep.
Mike Pollock does both Eggman and Gerald. Same in Japanese. You know, Chikotsuka did Eggman and Gerald. I forget who did Gerald when Dean Bristow was Eggman, but I wouldn't be surprised if it. I don't think it was double cast, but still, it's not new. So I think it's just kind of strange that people are weirdly upset about it. I'm just glad that he, you know, even in retirement was like, a third Sonic movie, huh? Yeah, I'll do it. You know,
Two
I'll play
characters,
two
you know,
characters.
Like
this
that
Yeah.
was the thing that was like, okay, well, let's do this one last time. I
Yeah.
thought that was cool.
And
I
that's
thought
the
that
thing.
was sick.
He said it about Sonic 2. Let's do it one last time. And
Yeah.
yeah.
Bro's coming out like
He's like, oh,
for each one of the like the fourth one coming too.
he's
I just thought
like, oh shit, Shadow's in this one. I'm in. Let's go.
Yeah.
It could have been. He's like,
Yeah.
well, let me get one last like kick in the bucket, you know. No, I
Fine.
personally like didn't expect
This is the
him
big
to
one.
do that, but it did like blew my mind a little bit. That like I was like, yo, this is genius. It makes so much more sense because Gerald and,
Yeah.
and Eggman, they look really similar to each other. So
Yeah.
it's just a genius casting. I did thought they were gonna grab a different actor to do Gerald because I feel like Gerald in comparison to Eggman, it's like way more serious and even like evil, or I don't want to say evil, but definitely more has more rage inside. You know,
Yeah.
the rage that you see inside Shadow, it's definitely comes from him as well. After everything that they have to go through and all that stuff, I legit thought they were gonna give the role to someone else. Before the Knuckles show came out, I thought that Christopher Lloyd was gonna be.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that would have been
Gerald?
cool.
Like
but
I was like, yo, I'm gonna
it's
call
okay.
it right now. It's gonna be him. But then they gave him
That would be kind of sick.
name that I
But
cannot
that-
pronounce for the life of me.
That's the thing. Jim Carrey can also pull off a serious character.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah,
You really can.
Like
It is amazing.
have you seen The
Yeah.
Majestic or The Number 23 by him?
No, I didn't.
Number 23 is like a horror movie where he stars on, and
Yeah.
it's mind blowing. I'm not gonna spoil it, but it's really really cool.
Also, like seeing him in the Truman Show. I don't know if anyone's seen that
Yeah.
little movie.
Hell yeah.
Absolutely.
And that's when I was like, okay, if it, so because what I think they're gonna do is if Gerald has been alive this whole time, he's obviously gonna like trick Eggman, and you're gonna see that heavy side of him later.
Oh yeah.
Like, I think it's just like
Yeah.
like a red herring. Like we're gonna like, whew, all of a sudden, BioLizard arc is
Yeah.
crashing towards the Earth now.
Are we doing any theory crafting now, or should we wait until later?
You know what? Go for it. I was gonna wait till we watch the trailer, but
So
go for it.
I've heard or I read, and I was not on board with this at first. I was like, this is weird. I've seen people say that there's like a time travel element to it.
Oh my god, yeah, I've heard about
And I was
that.
like,
I know what you're
that's
talking about.
that's silly. That doesn't make sense. But then I thought about it, like, wait, but that's what chaos control is, though.
Yeah.
So I wonder if like that has something to like, if because obviously it's not like a 1-to-1 adaptation of like the Sonic story. So I wonder if like their version of it is like, oh, what if Gerald created chaos control and like he's using it to like go into the future or whatever. So like that's kind of a weird, like I could see this working kind of thing. But I mean,
Yeah.
I don't know.
Could be. I mean,
they have to do it right though.
They would-
that
Right,
could get
yeah.
really messy.
that could really either
Yeah.
build the movie
If-
or straight up destroy the movie. One of the two. Like
Yeah.
it could do one of the. What were you gonna say, Israel? Sorry.
Yeah, I was about to say, in the last movie, Sonic 2, Supersonic is not like in the games. He's just a stronger version of Sonic. You know, he's just faster, stronger, can fly, energy being, all this stuff. But in the movie, he's kind of like a divine version
Like
of
a
him.
second
You know,
entity.
yeah, he can summons a chili dog and all this stuff. All the sequence showed us that the Paramount Supersonic is way more like a god version of
Yeah,
Sonic. You know,
yeah.
so it's kind of teasing that the chaos control in the movies can do this god stuff, like Infinity Stone, like Reality Stone,
Yeah.
or something
Yeah.
like that in Marvel, so if they adapted chaos control with being able to travel through time and all the stuff, man, it will be great, it will be amazing.
So basically, by this theory, Silver is confirmed at the end of the movie,
Oh,
right?
I mean, honestly, he could be.
Yeah, Silver
That's
is
the
just
thing. Like,
confirmed at the end of the movie.
I wouldn't be,
I think
wouldn't
that
be
that's
surprised.
another thing too.
It
Yeah,
will
that
be
would be
a
sick.
good connection.
Like honestly,
I'll be
straight up,
screaming in the theater.
straight,
I'll be screaming in the theater.
honestly, whomever they show, dude, like if they show Big the Cat, I'm gonna be like, wow, let's go. Like anybody, like anyone in the Sonic lore will be
Or
screaming in
cuts
that theater,
to
dude.
Froggy, and then it cuts to black. What the hell? Oh my god, PTSD would kick in, and I would cry.
My bet is this: in the post-credit scene, Rouge will appear. That's
Rouge
my
will
bet.
appear in Sonic the Hedgehog 4.
Can I be honest right now with that? I'm okay.
Sure.
I'm a firm believer that they show a lot but nothing at the same time. Like I think they're like
for
straight
sure.
up tricking the shit out of us. And okay,
Yeah,
I have no facts, no proof of what I would say, but I do feel that both Rouge and Amy are gonna be in the movie. They're just saving them for like a later
I
trailer or straight up.
really hope that's not the case.
Really?
I doubt-
Why so?
Yes.
Like, go ahead.
It is way too many elements to
Mm-hmm.
incorporate into a movie
Okay.
to reasonably include. Because I don't know what you guys think about like Tails' character in the second movie, but he is essentially
there was no character.
there was no character, and
No.
so like
He's there just because
for
Sonic and
me,
Tails. Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
a huge story guy, and so like
Me too.
movies are a storytelling medium, and so when you are incorporating some, like people complain about the human characters, right? And say what you, I mean, Wade Wilson, not Wade Wilson, not
The
Deadpool.
titular Sonic character. Yeah.
Yo,
This is-
what?
yeah,
Wolverine
Deadpool,
showing up
favorite
too?
Sonic character.
Yeah.
Wade Whipple, you know,
Wade
he
the
had his
Whipple's
time to
awesome.
shine in the Knuckles
the
show,
Knuckles
but in
show.
the first and second movies, he's barely a character. And whatever, right? He's a joke character, but people want to see like Amy and Rouge, right? And
Mhm.
so I think it's not a good idea to simply have them there to have them there. I've
Yeah.
seen the argument so many times to be like, but if Amy's not there, how can we have the big switcheroo for Shadow? It's just like,
gonna
okay,
be the donut lord. It's gonna be the cup. I have the theory there's gonna be him who talks him into it.
it might be
Yeah.
him. I've also
Or Sonic.
ever since the second movie was announced, I've seen that people say that like maybe JoJo could do it, like the
that'd be
niece.
good, yeah.
and it's just like that makes sense because she would be like around the same age Maria
same
was. and
age, yeah.
so that would make sense. But it's just
Yeah.
like like it or not, Amy's role in Adventure 2 is very minimal. She doesn't really do much of anything. So to have her there in the movie, there's no point to it. And with Rouge, people say like, okay, but she was introduced and she didn't have a backstory. It's like, right, but that's kind of bad. Like that's not really
Yeah.
good storytelling.
Yeah.
Like Tails shows up in the second movie. He's like, hey, I've been spying on you this whole time, and people make fun of me. That's it.
Yeah, it's
It's like,
very
okay.
like one-dimensional.
Yeah.
kind of thing.
Actual
Yeah, but I have
footage-
Tails. Yeah.
Actual footage of Chara and I talking for the first time. No, but I agree honestly, because like in fact, like Amy, like yeah, she does the whole like makes Shadow realize what he's doing is wrong,
Right.
but she doesn't
Yeah.
even know that she make him realize that. She just triggers a flashback for him.
Right.
it
And
just
honestly,
happens.
it's so funny because I've been thinking about this somewhat recently with everybody bringing that up, and I'm like, man, as much as we all love Adventure 2, that moment doesn't make any sense. I feel like if
No.
that moment happened today, there's no way that she'd be like, Shadow, please save everybody, because as far as
Yeah.
she knows, he's the one that did this. Like, why would you appeal to the
Yeah.
person who's like causing this?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I think that I think it would be way too messy. I think it would be way too many characters. I think that there wouldn't be enough focus on, because you have to think about like Tom, you have to think about Maddie, you have to think about Agent Stone, you have to think about like all these different, and Shadow's backstory by itself is already so
convoluted. Well, not convoluted, but
not
gives
convoluted,
room
but
for
like
thought, you know?
There's a lot to cover.
Right,
with
there's a
him.
lot to cover with it, so
Yeah.
there's no time to really go into like, if Amy's there, what's her role?
Yeah.
If she is the Sonic crush, then like, okay, what time do we allot to that? So I just think that and this is coming from someone who loves Amy. I love Amy as a character, but
Yeah.
I think that she also deserves to have her own like feature. And I think that was one of the biggest issues with the second movie, is that like if it had just been Sonic and Tails with the focus being on Tails, but I get that you can't do that. Like you need to have the trio there. So I understand, but when it comes to this, you know, people were like, something else that I think is really silly is, you know, Shadow's a big story. So when they're like, oh, do you not like girls being in your Sonic movies? Like, well, it's not that. But what like story has Amy been like pivotal to
DC
you
and
know?
Girly, you know, like.
Yeah.
I totally agree with this. I totally agree because as Charriii said, in Sonic 2, Tails has zero to no development. You know, he's just Tails. He don't need to have
He's
this.
player 2.
Sure.
Kind of, you know, he's a sidekick and that's it. But Shadow is a whole complex character by itself. You know, we need this movie to focus on him. You know, like there will be a lot of other characters, Maria, Gerald, the humans, the other humans in the story. Maybe that we get some cameos in the end or post credit scene. As I said, I believe we can get Rouge at least in the post credits or something. But the movie is about Shadow, bro. We can't have these main characters.
How annoying would it be if the movie that's supposed to be focused and centered on like a really big character we've been waiting for, like Shadow, and then it shifts to Amy? Like it just doesn't. It's too much.
Right,
like
that's
it had
something else,
keep
too.
it focused. Keep it focused. You don't want to mess it up with this character in particular. A lot of people have been waiting for it, so you don't want to fumble
If
that.
the movie sucks, I doubt that it's going to, but like if it does, like there's gonna be a lot of like angry fans in the background, like
make or break it.
Right.
Yeah, because you have literally like one of the most famous characters in the whole series, which it's funny because like you see online a lot of people being like, oh, this is not like SA2, and I was like, they never said they were gonna adapt SA2. They were gonna base it on
I don't understand what
borrow
like,
elements from
that's
it,
coming.
but not adapt.
Oh, I'm sorry, dude. What game is Sonic the Hedgehog 1 based off of? Like none of them really, when you think about it. Like I don't remember seeing Tom in any of the Sonic video games. So like,
oh yeah, Tom, he was in Sonic 1.
Oh,
I forget.
Yeah. He was in the credits.
Super Mario World.
Character.
Also, people talked about Amy's role in Adventure 2, but in Sonic X, Chris plays Amy's role.
Yeah.
And it was like very executed in my opinion.
Yeah, and as Charriii said, it's something really replaceable, you know? It's someone to make this connection with the past. And I think it will be Sonic himself, you know?
It could be.
I saw some rumors about this, that the movie will talk about the different perspectives of grief, you know?
Yeah.
Like Sonic dealt with it in some way that Shadow did in another. So probably these opposite sides will match in the middle, you know. In the end, Sonic will say something, so he will fight Shadow, he'll trigger something, you know, and he will play Amy's roles and Chris' roles. You know, I think.
Yeah.
Even though I'm a big fan of like what Charriii said about like JoJo doing it, like that'll be really cool. I think that like they could really pull something out there. That being said, it's something that I'm seeing that you mentioned as well about like grief and stuff like that. You can really see in the trailer that Sonic, it's like he's kind of like losing his marbles here. You see him angrier. You don't see him as like happy-go-lucky. And I really want to see how they do that, or if it's just me. This might be just me like speculating, but I want to see that new face to Sonic, how they're gonna work it out in the movie with Shadow, so on and so forth.
I do too. I'm just a little scared.
Yeah, there's a lot of like.
There's just something about and I get it. They're aimed at a younger audience. They're definitely family films. I don't know if it's the Knuckles show or what, and I think the Knuckles show is fine, but there's some times where they just can't let go of the comedy, and I think the comedy just gets in the way of what could be way stronger storytelling. And that's what doesn't fill me with so much confidence. Like, there was one joke they do at the beginning. We should get into the actual trailer soon, but like, there's a joke they do at the beginning where it's just like, when it comes down to it, who you are is right here, and he's like, my lungs. And it's just like, okay, that's cute, but also, man, I really just wish you would stop making jokes.
I will say in that same vein, the tone in this trailer is kind of insane. Like, I felt like actually like stressed watching it, and I know it's like Sonic, right? But I love that Shadow is scary. Like, he's actually this is the worst time of his life right now.
He looks devilish.
Like devilish, and he just I love him. He doesn't look like an edgelord. He just looks scary. Like, he's going to be a problem for these characters, and he is. He shows it. Someone said really quick before we get into it, what if the movie starts with him, like the whole flashback and everything like that, and you see the scene where he's like escaping Prison Island, so it'll just cut to like the title screen, and then we go to present day. Really sick.
That would be great. That would mirror the second movie a lot, actually.
You're really sick. Like, you find out what he was been up to.
I know we all wanted to watch the trailer and all stuff.
Screw the trailer, dude. I don't got a great. No, I'm just kidding.
Just about this comedy style and all this stuff, I can't stop thinking about Deadpool and Wolverine, because Deadpool and Wolverine is a comedy movie and all this stuff, but it's different from using as an example Thor.
Ragnarok.
Thor 4.
Love and Thunder.
Love and Thunder. Yeah, Ragnarok is the third one. Sorry.
Yeah, the difference between Thor, Love and Thunder comedy style and Deadpool and Wolverine comedy style is that Deadpool respect their characters. Like in the Thor movie, everybody is a comedy. Gore is a comedy, Thor is a comedy, Jenny. Everybody.
The freaking Hammer was a comedy, bro.
Yeah, everybody is funny. Everybody is messy. But in Deadpool and Wolverine is a serious character, Blade is a serious character. All the characters. Sorry, spoilers.
What? Wesley Snipes is it?
But the humor, the comedy comes from Deadpool. The funny characters, But the serious characters are serious, and that's what I feel like in the trailer. Like, we got this "in my lungs" joke, but that's Sonic. He is a funny character.
Ignore
that. But Shadow can make this joke. As long as Shadow is serious, is menacing, I'm okay with it.
Yeah, no. As long as because I think they can balance it. Like as Charriii said, like, it is a comedy, not a comedy, but it is a kids movie. And I don't know who it was in the previous stream that I had. They asked, is there a rating yet? Which, by the way, do we know if there a rating yet? Like,
I think it's PG-13.
PG-13.
Yeah.
Okay.
That means they're gonna get serious with it. We're gonna see Maria.
That means they can drop one F-bomb.
Someone's gonna say
Shadow will say the F-bomb.
No,
I wish.
Can you imagine?
What the fuck?
You're a fucking colorful bunch.
Oh, speaking of, now that you said that line, Charriii, do you see who's voicing him in Spanish?
No.
Oh, yeah, I saw that.
Rene, what's his name? It's Vegeta. Vegeta in Spanish. Rene.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
really? That's dope.
Yeah. Like, the voice was perfect.
That's really sick.
He's
That's
like,
amazing. That's hilarious.
And like, I was like, yo.
Yo.
A lot of people actually like.
Let's go.
Awesome. A lot of people complain that Sonic, because he's voiced by a YouTuber. His name is Luisito Comunica.
Yeah, I was gonna ask our other two guests if they knew who.
Yeah, because
no. If they knew like the context behind who voices Sonic, because that's a huge like
it's a
whiplash
whole can of worms.
between characters.
Yeah. It's crazy because something that like a lot of people complain about is how like Sonic throws a lot of like Mexican jergas, like idioms, I guess. I kind of like it. I kind of fuck with it. I don't know, like
I've never watched the Sonic movies in bed. Maybe I should.
It's really funny. Like this one scene, like the scene where like Knuckles goes like, "You're far way more impressive than the Hedgehog that I previously before." He goes like, "Ow, I'm right here." In Spanish, he goes
no
like,
manches.
No, he goes like, "Tantito respeto, eh?" Like, it's so funny. Like a little bit of respect. Come on. Alrighty, so should we get into the trailer?
Let's do
Yes,
it.
sir.
Let's go.
So I was
do
gonna
it.
say,
Just a second. We watch it pausing and talking about it every scene, or we watch the whole thing
I would say let's
first?
watch it once.
Yeah.
And then
all at once.
we'll go one by one.
And
All
then
right.
dissect it.
Let's go.
Alright, ready.
Let's do it.
Let's
I might
go.
scream.
I might scream. I will scream.
Should I mute myself?
No, go. It's fine.
Alright, alright.
I'm sure that everyone in the chat knows we've seen it already, so it's just
Yeah.
It's just really, yeah.
No one has ever seen this trailer. We're the first ones to do it. Let's go.
Oh my God, is that Sonic?
Live premiere.
That's Mario.
Oh, that's a shame.
Is that the flames,
The flames of
disaster?
disaster.
The flames of disaster.
I'm so happy that became a meme.
Yeah. Wade is the best character. I don't care.
There are
Yeah, I
actually
agree.
2
Oh,
accounts.
okay.
Yeah, here.
Oh man, here
Oh.
it comes.
God.
Mom, oof.
Ah,
CGI, bro.
God, bro.
they're using the rings, dude. Gun is using rings.
Like the lighting in this movie is on another
It's-
level.
yeah,
It's
I
really
can't.
good.
Oh, Project Shadow.
Yeah, that's all I could think of.
Wait, they stole your due. What the
Yeah, they
hell?
stole your idea.
That's crazy, yeah.
That shot is insane. That
It
shot is insane.
Yeah. Which I want to
That's
talk
gonna
about that.
break
I want to talk about
everybody.
that in a second, actually.
Yeah. Ugh.
Man, Sonic Heroes.
They did the same thing in Sonic 2.
God.
There he is.
Bro.
That delivery was like perfect comedy in the mood.
Got this, bro.
Would you like to fight?
Let me crack my nuts real quick. Ready? There we
That's
go.
easily the most beautiful sequence of the whole
Oh.
franchise.
God. He's so cool. He's just dead. Then the movie's over.
Yeah, he's roll
credits.
credits. Just-
Oh, my, see, he. Oh,
Bro.
When I saw that, I'm like, hey, yo, Joe did it first.
yo, chaos black hole. Let's go.
What is yeah.
That
That's,
yeah, I'm sure we talk about that scene too because
That's the
people
crab
are saying
from
stuff.
Forces.
You mean from Dream
Finally.
Team?
Oh yeah, from Dream Team. No, that's a balloon though.
Oh, tomato.
Oh, I have something to say about this scene.
Metal Sonic incoming.
Yo.
Oh yeah, no, Metal Sonic is
a
happening before. Or at
million
the end of this
%.
I love this smile. He looks so good.
Found some.
I know we're gonna talk about it, but I just want to say it now. He is not fat enough.
No, I need him thicker.
Gerald is fatter.
Yeah.
Yes, I need him thicker than a
Ciao.
Snicker, and they make him look the same.
Oh my god, I just. Oh, God, I feel it. I feel my heart racing right now.
Like, look at him. Look at his
He's chubby.
gut.
See that's how he should look like.
That's how he should look. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how big he should
Yeah.
be.
It's funny because even in like the games, Eggman is fatter than Gerald. Like Gerald's always been
Yeah,
thinner.
it should be the other way
Yeah.
around. Actually,
It should be the other way around.
Okay. There's a lot of things that I'm sure we want to say because we all pointed out a lot of stuff.
Let's go frame by frame, bro.
Okay.
Yeah.
People were bullying the crap out of me in the video that I posted on TikTok because I do this. And I don't know if there's a frame by frame tool. I was like, there's a what?
Yeah, dude, you didn't know that?
No, how? Actual question because I don't know how to do it.
Oh, period and comma.
Okay, period and comma. Sorry. Okay. Okay, so frame by frame. Do we need to see this frames? Try to keep up.
Look, it's tails.
This is just a
Try to
regular
keep up.
mission. Let's say that's a
Okay,
first.
this is a cool shot. I'm sorry. This is
Yeah.
my wallpaper right now. I hope that y'all know.
I did
Okay.
not. How could I? Look
Okay,
at him go. He's so fast.
it's
he's as fast as Sonic.
So I'm just gonna play as normal because there's nothing really. He's as fast as Sonic. Then
So wait, I'm guessing they're going around because the marketing for it before right before.
Yeah,
the movie
it's
came
all
out, it was-
locations that they're gonna be in.
Yeah,
the
they're all
movie.
locations that they're going to be in around the world. There's the Flames of Disaster, which he doesn't use.
but he has
Okay.
them for a
The
reason.
flames of disaster.
The flames
I
of
need Wade Whipple to
disaster.
scream it at the top of
Yeah.
his lungs in the
That-
movie.
okay.
Can I say something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Maybe. This sequence it's a whole different mission, like a first test mission of the group or something. But
Maybe.
maybe there are some mixed scenes, like they got the
Yeah.
teleport rings, you know. So maybe they like in Tokyo fighting Shadow, and then they throw a ring, and then in London, and then like
Oh,
Yeah.
fighting
yeah,
all
good.
over the world, you know. That's a
That makes sense.
possibility, because that needs to have a reason for for Knuckles to use the flame of disaster, you know.
On Big Ben, he just destroyed a historical landmark, dude.
Sonic
Yeah.
said no time, and he's like, yes time. You're right, no time.
No, that's actually a really good observation, because this might be what we're looking at right now. Like them going around the world could be like an end of the movie thing, where like
This whole
they're
like,
they're
yeah.
going around and like saving stuff, or I don't know.
This right here, it's a reference to Radical Highway. Like this looks just like
Oh, I didn't even think of that.
this.
That's silly, but we have San Francisco in real life.
I
Why didn't
know.
they just do it there?
Yeah, I was gonna say.
I don't know. It just kind of hit me like that. Like I was like, is this
Yeah, I didn't even realize. I think you're right.
the
This is something that like nobody, I don't think anybody I've seen talk about. Like, when did he draw? Is this new, or
No, this
he
is
draw this when he was a kid?
This is the
Yeah,
cave he
this
was in
is when he
before
was a
he
this is when he
moved
was
in.
okay. This is where he was when he was a kid.
when he first
Okay,
got
Yeah.
to Earth? Yeah, I would think so.
Yeah.
Because
but what are they doing here? I wonder.
maybe maybe he's like, I don't know, maybe like Sonic has like some sort of like, I'm sad now, and he goes, and then Tom goes to find him, and he finds him here, and then
Could
he
be.
says that. I don't know, like it's pure speculation again.
Right. Well, I mean
I
that's all we
think-
have.
Yeah.
I think that's teasing the future of the franchise.
Somebody
'cause
Oh
said
yeah.
my guess is in the ending of the movie, Sonic Team will go back to their planet, you know, and something like
and
this.
take
So
Eggman with them. That'll be
yeah, maybe I think like this movie has a lot more fully CGI stuff, you know, like in the first movie. The final battle is Sonic vs Eggman. There's Stone there. There's Maddie. There's a lot of people. In the second one, also there's Eggman there. There's Stone, Maddie. In this third one, we see this battle between Sonic, Knuckles, Tails, and Shadow. Just the creatures there. There's no humans there. You know, so maybe they're preparing us for this future in the franchise with
Yeah.
less humans. You know, like
Could be.
Could
in
be.
other planets or something like this. I think.
And with like Jim Carrey being like, hey, I don't want to like be in Hollywood anymore. Maybe that's what they're trying to like shift to into like the more
Could be.
CGI. Yeah. Watch it like just go straight up like CGI, like not even like hybrid between CGI and live action.
I would be completely fine with that.
Same.
Yeah.
Minecraft movie, anybody? Anyway.
Oh.
Anyway, Sonic 3.
So we have that.
Yeah, there's a lot of emphasis on like the
Love.
fact that Sonic finally found his family. So yeah, I agree with Felipe in the sense that I think it's gonna lead into them going back all together because he finally found a family of his. So there's no need, I guess. Narratively, his arc here on Earth is done. So he's just gonna
That's a good point. Yeah.
do his own
Yeah.
thing.
I never
And
thought of that.
imagine
Yeah.
that every new character that comes in gotta be a alien on Earth, you know. So
Yeah.
maybe it's time for them to go back to the planet and be just like regular people there, you know.
Right.
Yeah.
Regular Sonic villagers. This is just straight up grinding. Wink wink to Sonic Adventure 2.
Bro's grinding right now.
The different shoes there, you know.
Green
Yeah.
You never
Oh
know.
wait, I never noticed that. You're right.
No,
Uh,
that's a regular shoe, but
Oh,
they
that's
can't
regular-
change the
The
CGI,
soap
right?
shoes. Okay.
Yeah.
They could totally do that. Okay. This
Obviously,
scene,
Prison Island.
like, cause
Wait,
in the
pause,
game.
pause. You see, just a sec. Sorry.
Go for it,
I'm
go
so
for it.
sorry.
He's geeking out.
I must step away from the keyboard. My bad.
Because this blew my mind. The character that you voiced in Project Shadow is voiced by I'm talking about Diego. Is voiced by Lucas Almeida, which is a Brazilian YouTuber and all this stuff in the original. And he made a react, and he mentioned something. In this shot, we can see a donut box there. Maybe Tom is watching Shadow when he's released. You know, there
Oh, like
in
he's
the right
stuck
corner.
in.
You see.
Interesting. That's a very interesting
Oh,
theory.
like this
So
was him
that
before.
yeah, so that's the sequence that we see Tom screaming Sonic and all that stuff. I don't believe he dies, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
maybe he got really,
Messed
really,
up.
really injured. You know.
Yes. You have the word.
Well, as many people have pointed out, and I think that there is some truth to this. In the first movie, Maddie
Mhm.
says that there has been a Wachowski protecting Green Hill
Yes,
for
I heard
50
about this.
years.
Yep.
Mhm.
And that cannot be Tom, so I'm wondering if like he has a grandfather of his own that like and this is completely unrelated to anything we've seen in the trailer, but I think it was very interesting too. In the Knuckles show, they make a really offhanded joke that you would never suspect that the last time a bowling tournament was invaded by an alien, like that has
Yeah.
happened before.
Oh.
But like
What if the last Wachowski 50 years ago was the guy that shot Maria? How fucking crazy would that
that
be?
would be
That'd be
nuts. But
sick.
like that
And
would
then
be
she
a way to
really
tie this
has
all
beef
together.
with Tom. Like he's like, oh really? You're the one? Okay.
He'd be like, "Gosh,
No,
You're the
darn it,
guy.
Grandpa."
You're the guy.
Yeah, that would be so
That'd be
insane.
insane,
Like
yeah.
what?
That's the thing is like people complain that this isn't being adapted directly from SA2, but it's just like when you have these new rules in this new universe, you can do really cool things with it.
Yeah,
Narratively.
there's nothing wrong with changing the story so long as it fits. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
It's like the Marvel
Like-
movies, you know, they're not like word by word
Exactly.
the comics, you know, like they're adaptations in the end.
And
Exactly.
yeah, and sometimes it works to their benefit that they're like changed completely. Like Guardians of the Galaxy, nobody knew who the hell Guardians of the Galaxy were until the movies came out, and now look, now
And
it's
people
a
love them,
household name. Like it's insane.
like Rocket
Yeah,
Raccoon's
yeah,
like,
I just think they might respect the essence, and that's it, bro. Like,
Disrespect it, yeah.
it's a different, a whole different universe. Everything we got until now, it's completely different from the games. So why would this movie be exactly one by one?
exactly,
Yeah.
Exactly.
it's its own retelling, you know, which coming to think of that, here we see Shadow kind of like breaking out, so it's definitely not Eggman that like releases him, the one that causes
Right.
all the havoc. So who did it? Did Shadow did it by himself? Gerald maybe? That's what I come
Someone was
talk about
saying
it
that
as
Gerald
well,
might
yeah,
have
in
his
the
own
two.
faction that released him.
I remember that at the end of the second movie, they say that like some of the files or something were stolen, and then they show like Agent Stone, which I always thought meant like he was the one that
He was
did
the
it,
one.
but
broke him out.
Mhm.
who knows? Well, but at the same time, that kind of doesn't make sense because then like Sonic and the gang go looking for him to find
Yeah.
Robotnik. So it's just like I'm confused how they're going to either retcon or how they're going to continue that plot point from the second movie.
Can you imagine
Yeah.
that like Agent Stone is like secretly the bad guy of this movie? And
Dude, okay, that would slap though.
like plot twist, yeah.
He's like, I'm tired of being second fiddle, dude. Nah,
Because if
Yeah,
you
that's
see,
great.
he's
I'm gonna do my own thing.
he's usually
It can
very
be true.
he's very happy.
Because-
Like sorry,
Yeah,
let me just say,
go ahead, go ahead.
in the first two movies, he's always like very happy to help the professor. In here, he's kind of like he's like, I need more room. He's like, dude, I don't have the materials. What do you want me to do? Like in
Like you could
contrast,
feel
yeah,
him get fed up.
yeah. So
And
That would be an excellent callback to the cartoons as well. Because in the Saturday morning cartoon, the one that was like all dark and Robotnik took over, the planned third season was that Snively like
Oh,
did
so
his
yes.
Long
he was supposed to take
Yeah.
over after the fact. So like I wonder if maybe there's a little homage there.
I wouldn't
Maybe,
doubt
yeah,
it nor
drawing loosely
be
off
against
that.
it, to be honest. Like
Yeah.
that'll be pretty cool. With what
Yeah.
uh-huh.
the idea of Stone being the main villain, like playing the Eggman role of the games,
God, I
is a
love that
good
show.
one because it makes total sense. Like he liked, as you mentioned, he liked the Eggman in the first two movies, and then now Eggman is retired. Like so, maybe he's trying to make he get back to the idea of conquering the whole world, you know. So
Yeah.
that's a really good theory. Mark these words.
You heard it first, right here, right now.
God.
So I want to point out, I thought this was the moon, but now that I'm seeing this, that's a ring portal.
Yeah, that is a
Yeah.
ring portal.
It's because they're flying out of it.
I thought it was just the moon in the
They're flying out of
background.
the moon, dude. Nuggets and strings.
No, I
Oh,
just thought it was
man.
in the background, and then we have
Oh,
Beauty.
God.
And and another stuff. You can see. Oh man, look at this.
Oh!
About the helicopter, you can see he's not using the tornado, the tails.
Oh
the tail-
yeah, yeah. Well,
Yeah.
because it was blown up, wasn't it, in the second movie?
It was.
I think it was destroyed,
Yeah.
wasn't it?
I
Nah,
don't
man,
remember,
that's
to be
right.
honest, but it would be a
I
good.
think it was.
It would open chance for like tornado too, like the
This shot is
the blue
fucking
one. Yeah.
insane.
But what I'm saying is this is a government
It was
mission.
destroyed.
You
Yeah.
know,
Okay.
they're using Sonic and the Sonic team as like soldiers. You know,
In contrast with SA2, where were being chased down by GUN.
exactly.
So
Can I just say, just seeing the orange red electricity was such a good. It was such a good call for him. Like, oh my God, this is the last thing you see before you die. Oh my goodness gracious.
I texted
Someone-
Gio, and this is the last thing I saw, bro. Anyway.
Yeah. POV, you are a gun soldier. Like, Jesus.
Someone pointed out, and I'm not 100% sure if this is true or if they edited the image or what, but they said that he's actually grinning in this shot. He's not scowling. Like he doesn't
No,
have
it
an
was
angry expression.
it was
wasn't
another
a-
shot. It was
Oh, it was another
the-
shot. Okay.
It was a shot at the end where he said, "What I had to."
Oh,
Like,
what I
that's
had
what he
to,
did.
okay.
Yeah. But I think that's also a red herring. I don't think he's actually saying anything in that shot. I think he's just like.
I agree. Yeah.
I think him and Sonic are fighting, and he's acknowledging like, "You okay? You're a real
Yeah.
one, okay?"
That's
Like,
the
he's
thing.
getting hyped.
We have to keep in mind that these trailers always lie to us. Like
Oh,
there's
yeah.
always something that's placed somewhere else. There's always like a line that's for we're gonna get to it, but Shadow's first line, like you're a colorful bunch.
It
Like
doesn't
there's
match
a
the lip sync.
not just that, but there's a splice in between.
Yeah, I thought that was
You
just like
and
a weird
Bunch.
directed scene, but I was like, now that I think about it, I don't know.
There's definitely another word in there, or like a word was replaced or something. Like there's something weird going on there.
It's so awkward, but
Yeah.
now that you
They're
think
definitely
about it, yeah.
taking things out of context for sure. Like for the sake
Yeah.
because and I like that. A lot of people say like, oh, why aren't they more clear? Why didn't they show more? And I was like, I want to.
That's the point.
As blind as I can. I want to watch the movie, not the trailer.
Yeah.
But
By
yeah.
the way, yeah, they totally stole this shot from Project Shadow.
Oh
just
yeah,
Yeah,
this,
100%.
this is like
Man, I couldn't help it but think about that scene with
Yeah.
our scene, like
with
man,
Gerald and
it's
Shadow. Yeah.
all similarities.
saying.
It's so good.
I'll be
so
It's
your
like
lawyer.
it's like a
What?
literal inverse of what you did because it's the other way
Yeah.
around.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, it's
in
good.
Project
Yeah.
Shadow. It's really sick.
And you can see the Maria's clothes is really accurate, you know, like it's a movie version, but it's like the same clothing of
Right.
the games, you
Yeah.
know.
Mm-hmm.
It's really
The blue,
good.
the
really good.
headband. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the actress, like, I love how like when she got casted and like she got shown, everyone was like, she's
That's
getting
Maria.
shot. Like, she's
Yeah.
getting shot, bro.
I don't believe she's getting shot. We'll get there. We'll get there.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah.
Let's see.
Yeah,
I kind of agree. I agree
Yeah,
with
they're,
what
they're
Joe's saying.
training here.
I have something to say about that scene.
Train.
That okay, I'm sorry, but like from like like cinematography, like that standpoint of like happiness, happy family, and just dead and destruction.
The
like,
hard cut to him having nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That is
the
really
scene.
it gives me goosebumps.
That's the thing that proved that Sonic is like on another level of speed, you know, because we gotta have this difference between Sonic and Knuckles and Tails of in terms of speed, you know.
He's already
when,
gone.
When we get Shadow, we get a whole new level of speed, you know, and we get see that's Reverie, you know, like he's really powerful because nothing is faster than Sonic, but Shadow is more powerful than him, and we get this contrast. It will be great. It will be great.
Do you think that like they're gonna like after that scene where they do the race, they're gonna have the whole thing is like, yo, Sonic is the fastest thing alive, but then when they fight Shadow, it's gonna be like, wow, he's as fast as I am, like or something like that. Like, so
Hey, he's not using speed.
He must be using the Chaos Emerald tool. I think there's something really interesting that happens in this scene where Commander Walters is telling Sonic, like, hey, his story started out like yours, right? And it's just like, what does that I mean, I kind of get what he means. Like, you know, your family was wiped out. Yeah. But I wonder, like, if there's more to it than that, right?
Yeah.
Like,
Do you think they also?
Diego,
Uh-huh.
can you turn on the subtitles because when we pause we can still see the dialogue there. Yeah.
Like that? Okay.
Yeah.
Got it.
Shadow found only pain or something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where
which-
he didn't have a support system when he lost something, so
yeah.
do you
now
think
it's
that
just like Jesus.
with the whole like scene of like where they found the drawing in mind, do you think that we're gonna see something more of Sonic's backstory? Like we're gonna revisit that whole scene that opened the first movie?
I think what's gonna happen is Sonic is gonna experience. It's gonna flip. It's gonna flip. So like, Sonic is gonna get an idea of what Shadow's feeling, and then the inverse with Shadow as well. Like he's gonna understand what it's like to be around people that actually care. You know, after all the bad stuff has happened, and they're gonna. I don't know. I think that's what they're gonna do. I think that's what
Like
they're leading
a
into.
stronger version than because you know that scene in the beach on Sonic 2 with
Like they're
Sonic
gonna
Knuckles?
balance each other out.
Right.
They're gonna balance
Yeah.
each other out.
It's gonna be
That's
like
what they're
a
gonna do.
deeper, more real version of that, I guess. It, like
Yeah.
Why did you save me?
Yeah.
this scene right here, I wanted to talk
saved me
about.
first.
Oh my God.
We got a lot to talk
I
about.
wanted to talk about this, and can I say something, Joao, first?
Go ahead. After I'll go right after.
Okay, I said this in the first stream that I had like reacting to the trailer. The arc I think here is not gonna be in space. It's gonna be straight up on Earth because the scene where they shoot, kill, or something happens to Maria, like I don't know what's gonna happen here. Shadow gets thrown to Earth and she just stays in the arc where she gets shot.
Mm-hmm.
Here you see Gerald, Shadow, and what I'm guessing is Maria mourning.
That
Maria's
has dead.
dead.
No one else, bro.
So-
They're both
Right.
they're both holding each
That's car.
each of
That's
their
car
hands.
behind them.
So it's
you know?
it's definitely different than what happened in AKA Project Shadow and the game. You know, like Shadow is not getting thrown away and then found. Maybe they're both being detained here or something like that.
Yeah.
Well,
So yeah, like your thoughts. Go for it.
I think we'll have a lot of different stuff in this movie. I talked about this with Giovanni.
Yeah.
I say we had some theories, and I said, all right, let's imagine that Project Shadow is canon because I don't think they would change a lot before the trailer. You know, I thought they would keep the 15 years later before all the space stuff and all that stuff. But after this trailer, I think it will be a whole different story. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't believe I can be totally wrong here, but I don't believe two things. I don't believe she will get shot, and I don't believe they will live in space. You know,
I
Yeah.
think it's gonna hurt. Wait, the way they're like,
Setting
just
it.
the cinematography is just like, you know what? I spoke to Filipe about this. If you guys saw No Way Home, it looks eerily similar to when spoilers when
Wow,
Aunt May
yeah.
dies.
That's
Like,
true.
It is. It looks like it's gonna be such a visceral gut punch. Like, I think they're gonna make it hurt even more somehow. This the way it's set up because Shadow, for all intents and purposes, he could kill everyone in this room right
Oh,
now.
yeah.
But you notice, like, he's just like he doesn't care right now. He's shook. Like he can't process any. I think he's just frozen. Like.
maybe
Because of the loss, and same with Gerald, and this is when Gerald decides like, no, the earth has to burn now. Like this is it. No way.
maybe they will. As I mentioned, it won't have to me, I don't believe it will have the shot. It looks like it don't look like it's straight murder. You know, like
Yeah.
you can see there's flames, there's
Yeah.
people around, there's cars flipped over. You know, so there was like explosion
Straight up
and
a war going on. Yeah.
yeah, some accident happening there. And Maria was one of the collateral damage. You know, she got hit by something. She got.
Do you think that
I know.
Shadow hit her by accident and like killed her in the process?
Exactly.
Oh, that would.
That's what I'm talking about.
Damn.
Maybe
Damn.
Shadow was fighting, maybe to protect him, maybe to something, you know. And he got out of control. He hit something,
And she
he
caught a
followed
stray
his
from
action.
him, yeah, or something.
You know, as
Chaos
Giovanni mentioned it, there's no way Shadow would be like passionate about these guys. So maybe he surrendered after he killed Maria by an accident or something. Let's imagine. Let's forget the games. All right, forget the
Yeah, yeah,
games.
yeah.
Forget Project Shadow. Let's imagine as I told a whole new stuff. Maybe that's it. And Shadow surrendered to the soldiers and got stuck. Got in jail or something like that.
Or at
Maybe
that
that.
point, like I don't know because like oh, I'm just trying to think how would they like detain him at this point in the story, at
Yeah,
this
there's
particular
no.
point because in the original he was in a capsule and he fell to Earth and he knocked out, concussed, whatever, and that's how they had him in cryostasis when they found him. So
Yeah.
yeah, but here he's out. Like he could fucking kill everyone here. This is the
Exactly,
worst.
exactly.
This is the worst case scenario for the gun soldiers right now. Like, I don't know what he's
He
gonna do.
surrendered, man. He surrendered. There's no way they could detain him.
He definitely
There's
Yeah,
no
surrendered.
way.
he
Yeah.
had to. He had to have done it.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's no way. He's
And also,
tough.
I don't believe there will be the space stuff, as I mentioned. It looks like Earth. Maybe there's.
Or
I
maybe
don't.
it'll be like later on, like they'll have like the arc coming to Earth as like on a collision course or whatever.
There is
Yeah,
Live and
I
Learn
believe
starts playing.
no
there
there
will be the collision course stuff,
Yeah,
but like in the present day, like in the
yeah.
past, I believe it's all in Earth.
there is
On Earth.
some.
People were. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
I was gonna say there's a scene in the trailer a bit ahead which we can move on a little bit so we don't like stop here.
Yeah.
But like there is this machinery that goes up that kind of looks
Yes,
like
I
a
was just
half-moon,
about to
like-
say.
Mhm.
So that could be the
I
arc.
think that's the arc. That could be the arc. Yeah.
Chara, you want
Yeah,
to say something about the scene or should we move on?
Honestly, everything that I would have said was covered by
Okay.
Joao and Gio. So like, the only thing I can think of that why this happened and why like there's a war zone, because I mean we know that like I really like what Joao said, which is like let's disregard the games entirely. Like we can't think too hard about the games when it comes to theorizing about what happens in the movies. But I think part of what may have, because we have to think about like what Project Shadow is in terms of this movie as well, right?
Yeah.
Like is it the same, does it have the same purpose? Is it to cure Maria's illness? If so, like there's a reason that they're not on like in space anymore. I almost wonder if there is going to be that element, and I wouldn't put it past them because it was the first game that the director Jeff Fowler worked on as VFX. I wonder if they are going to incorporate maybe like a shocking, the Black Arms are part of this kind of thing, like, but
That
they're
would
not
be
telling
very
us.
interesting.
They're not telling us anything about that just yet. I do think that would be way too many elements.
It would.
Yeah.
It would be
But-
like yeah. Go for it.
But it could be an interesting like fan
They can
service
touch
thing.
upon it. They can touch
They
upon
can
it.
touch upon it, yeah. Because we have to acknowledge, like, okay, Shadow's a hedgehog, right? Like just like Sonic. What is he doing here? Does he come from the same world as Sonic?
That's what I was
he
thinking too.
created? Like,
That's what I was thinking too.
Are we keeping the same like backstory that like he was based on like that mural that Gerald saw?
exactly,
in Angel Island?
right.
Yeah.
Is Angel
Which
Island
is-
even a thing?
Right, which is tough. Like Angel Island isn't a thing. Do Shadow's powers come from something Gerald did, or are they natural like Sonic's? Are Sonic's powers stemming from experimentation that Gerald did? There's so many possibilities with this movieverse that like too many questions, and are they all going to be answered? I don't know.
It's
But
hard to really
Yeah.
expect something without like knowing what's gonna happen because yes, they're
Right.
basing themselves from the games, but you have to keep in mind that these people are doing their own thing. Like this is their own
Yeah.
reimagination of the Sonic universe. So yeah.
Something to your credit, like now that I'm thinking about it, what if like Gerald knew of like Sonic's world, right? And he used like I guess I don't know if you want to call them his ancestors or what as a blueprint for Shadow?
it could be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Like because there's no way like they're gonna make a thing where it's like you're just like me. What the fuck?
Yeah.
What the how? What are the
Wow.
odds? Another
Pointing-
hedgehog that fights just like that has the same powers as me. What
Yo,
the
Yeah.
hell?
for real.
You're just like me, for real, for real.
Yeah.
You gotta know that there will be a final villain, a
Yeah.
final boss.
I'm-
Shadow won't be the final boss, so
I'll be
maybe
shocked
the
if that
Black
happens.
Arms are in there.
And that's another thing too, that when you guys were talking about like this, it's likely that this version of the arc, if it even is the arc, isn't going to be in space. It really calls into question like if there is a final boss, if it's the Biolizard for whatever reason, how is that going to work? Like, are they just going to
Yeah.
release it on the
The
Earth?
biology will be there.
They're gonna say like I got
Is it
scene.
chaos? Like, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
Like, it.
If it's chaos, I'll be really bloated.
Yeah.
The movie will be super bloated.
To me,
Yeah.
it's metal.
There's
To me,
way
it's-
too much things to explain.
It's a fusion like metal and emerald. You know, they will
Maybe-
make like
If you allow me, like,
Oh.
something like
I really think because like I was talking to a friend the other day about like what would they do at the end, and you know my guess was always yes, they're gonna pull the Biolizard, but like if the space aspect gets thrown out of the window, it might not be it. You know, Metal Sonic will be like a safe bet if you ask me. Chaos, I think, will be too much. I think that
Yeah.
like if they're gonna bring Chaos, they should make its own movie.
I was gonna say, own
And
movie.
I must say something. Whatever this movie ends up doing, just me being a fanboy, I would love it. The only thing that'll make me hate it is if we don't have that final battle with Sonic, Super Sonic, and Super Shadow fighting against
have to
like,
do it.
an
They
enemy.
have to
Yeah,
do
they
it.
have to do
They have to
it.
do
They
it.
have to. If
we'll,
they,
we'll see it.
and if
for
Live
sure.
and Learn is not in the background, gosh darn it.
Live and Learn is gonna be in the background.
It has to
Super Sonic and Super. They might just do that whole power up transformation shot for shot because it's so iconic.
That would
Yeah.
be sick, like
Um,
them like doing the like front to front and then
So- Something
So
else
anime,
I think
bro.
would be such. I don't know how I feel about this. If they do end up doing like the, oh man, a thought just entered my head, and I'll say it after what I was gonna say.
Okay.
My thought is I really wouldn't like it if they do pull the I'm evil again with Robotnik, like after he helped them with Shadow or whatever, because it's just like,
Yeah.
okay, I guess I could have seen that coming. But the thought that I had right before I said that, what if they do an Eggman Nega thing where it's like
Oh,
Robotnik and Gerald
yeah.
like, teaming up in a super mech
Yeah.
or whatever?
I don't
would.
know, man.
That'd
wait,
be
wait,
weird.
Wait, no, wait, Robotnik and Gerald. That'd be weird, but I wouldn't be surprised if Gerald, like, since they
I think
bring him
Gerald is the
back,
final antagonist.
he's
I
gonna
really
be
do.
it. Yeah, like
Yeah.
I wouldn't be against that idea of like Gerald, because when that thing happens, and I guess we'll get to it. Like, I legit thought that like, okay,
Honestly, that would be even more tragic when you think about it. Like, remember what he says at the end of Adventure 2? I must destroy all the evil the professor has created. Like,
Yeah.
him having to go against his creator or his father, whatever, like, is the ultimate, like, close the book kind of for Shadow. I
That'd
think
be
that'd
Yeah.
be very.
do you think Shadow's
Yeah.
gonna die at the end, kind of like in the game?
I don't know.
Spoilers. For
No,
people who haven't played SH2,
only
but-
because well, there's a couple of reasons why. One, Paramount already announced the spinoff for him, so there's no way he's dying.
Oh, did they? Okay.
And two, it's just like,
we're getting a Shadow the Hedgehog adaptation, guys.
yeah, I think they wanted. He's too popular, man. Like
Yeah.
they
They
know
learned from last time.
they know what this character brings to the table financially, so it's
Yeah.
like
Exactly.
he's not going anywhere. In
Killing him
fact,
will be,
you're
yeah.
probably gonna see him way more, honestly. But no, he's not gonna die. He might do like they might play off the sacrifice that he makes, but Sonic's
Right.
gonna catch him or something.
I was gonna say they're probably gonna pull like a Sage from Frontiers, where it's just like, oh, he died, and then post credits he's like, he's alive.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, like agents don't find him, or like you see like him, like,
Yeah.
I don't know. But yeah,
I think Sonic would save him, and Shadow just end up doing his own thing for a
Yeah.
bit.
yeah.
I don't
I
see
like
him living with the
Save him.
Bukowskis. He has to do his own thing. Enough with the adoptions.
Yeah.
Let him do his own thing.
I'd like to mention something
What?
because we talked about the Gerald stuff, Gerald and Eggman and all the stuff. If they don't get the time travel stuff, and Gerald is actually
In the present,
living
alive.
day, all this stuff, it's weird to think of because in Sonic 1 and Sonic 2 they mentioned a project of 50 years ago. 50 years
Yeah.
ago. They
Mhm.
mentioned it 50 years ago at least 2 times or more. So if Project Shadow and all the let's say Space Colony stuff happening 50 years ago, was Gerald Robotnik a young man in that era? Because he in the games he's already
He's already old. Yeah.
Yeah, he's already old.
so like 15 years later he will be like 100.
Right.
Like so two things, or there will be the time travel stuff, or the events won't be like 50 years ago, it will be like 20, maybe even less,
Could
or
be.
something like
Yeah.
this.
Could be, or
Yeah.
here, you guys want to see this? I'm guessing, like, say anything about this whole scene aside from
Your
beauty.
colorful bunch bottom text. Yeah, that's my favorite line.
Why would Shadow do this destruction? What's your
I-
theory?
I don't know if he did it. It's
The
Vengeance.
flames of disaster. No, I'm just kidding.
I don't know. Something tells. I mean, obviously he's like. I don't know. Something tells me he didn't do it.
You think so?
Or he got into a squabble with somebody, or like
No.
machinery.
Possible
and whatnot.
Mario reference on the right. It says Yoshi.
Oh, okay.
This will be so fucking.
Yo,
based
Smash Brothers
on
Universe
Mario and-
confirmed, y'all.
God damn it!
Nah,
No, it might be a thing where at this point,
I do think he's blowing some steam. Like, I don't know, like
I think maybe Eggman or Doctor or Stone or send some drones after him because there's machinery somewhere.
because
There's in the rubble, but I don't think he's not a terrorist. He doesn't do this.
It's the terror stuff. You know,
Yeah.
like he's just like straight up making theories now. Because
well, keep in mind and
It's mostly cards though. I don't know.
keep in mind because like they somebody
How
said in
angry he
the somebody said in the comments that Sonic 06 reference. Somebody said in the comments.
That tornado's carrying a car. The whole city's on fire.
Looks like the fire's coming out of his shoes right now.
It
It
does.
does kind of. Somebody said in the chat.
Someone
that, like, sorry, that they might be going around the world to find the Chaos Emeralds, and maybe Shadow is racing them to find the Chaos Emeralds.
That makes
So,
sense.
well, why would he blow everything up, man?
Where's the Chaos Emerald? He's just like
Damn for the chaos.
Where's the-
Like there needs to be a reason because you can Shadow's powers are like mostly like Sonic. You know, he has some other stuff, but he won't need to explode everything. You know, he'll just like run faster and this kind of stuff. If he exploded all this stuff, there's some maybe he don't control his powers. Maybe there's a reason. Maybe Eggman sent drones and he fight with the drones. You know, but
I mean,
there needs to be a reason.
That very well could be, because in the second movie, in the beginning, like he makes a wreck of the city, and like he's trying to do the right thing, and it's just because like he's very careless with his power. So I wonder if like something similar is happening here, where he's like I just can't control how strong I am, and so like I don't care what's happening. I need the Chaos Emeralds or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
Excuse
In
me,
the
do you
first
happen to
Sonic
see
movie-
the Chaos Emerald? Oh, I wreck another car. Okay, next. Sorry.
Anyway,
In the first Sonic movie, there's that scene of Sonic running the baseball field.
Yeah.
And then he got the Sonic Boom and stuff. Maybe that was something like this, you know, Shadow was like
Yeah.
fighting or running
And then Chaos
he
Blast
just,
happened.
maybe the Chaos Blast, something like this, accidentally, you know, because
yeah.
there needs to be a reason for him to.
Also, someone pointed out, in the same frame. So if you like go back like a couple, even like a few frames, Shadow is actually not trying to be confrontational with them. He's about to walk away.
Exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
He's about to walk away, but Knuckles charges, and he's like, "All right,
He's doing
okay,
this, yeah.
now we're doing this."
Don't
and I
turn your
love.
back on me, Hedgehog.
And
I
don't make any
really-
sense because if he caused all this destruction by his will, he wants to fight, you know. So he wouldn't turn his back on Knuckles. He would be like, "Let's fight and go ahead straight into the Sonic team."
Keep
you
in
know?
mind that right before this, we see them in the helicopter. We're like, how do we find him? And then it's like, oh, how about that ball of fire right there? He's definitely confronting someone. What I would think is that he's just looking for the Chaos Emerald, like whatever he's doing, and then the military fought him and he defended himself. That's what I can think that might have happened. And they called Team Sonic as a reinforcements or something like that.
Yeah, in the intro of Shadow 2005, he does a Chaos Blast in the middle of the street against gun soldiers. Maybe it was something like this, you know.
Oh, he did
just-
it.
He just don't care. He exploded everything. That's it.
Yeah, he's definitely not above hurting people, especially at this point in the story.
Yeah, this is like the worst side of him, where he's just like, he's unfiltered. He's like, all right, you're in my way. Like at this point,
I promise you revenge and all that.
yeah, revenge moment.
to that colorful punch. Anyway,
Yeah.
so moving on.
I will say it is really cool that Shadow does the same shit that Knuckles did to Sonic, like by just grabbing his hand with ease. By the way,
I'm a little tired of it because I feel like they do it every movie where it's just like, hey, remember this scene from the last movie? Now it's on its head. Remember this from the last movie? Now it's on its head. It's like I get it. It is kind of cool, but it's just like, all right.
It's like overdone.
It's like enough.
The only thing Shadow needed to say was like, do I look like I need your power?
No, if he did, I'd be like, okay, that's enough. I'd be like, you're just so silly, Shadow. Stop it.
Also, I do love that people point it out, and I don't think anybody who worked on this movie had a good answer for it. Like, why, if you're doing this, why would that hurt?
Yeah, it's like
that's how it's supposed to go.
Is that like your arm was like this, and
like if you did it the other way, I get it, but you're spinning it the way it's supposed to go.
Is that like his arm stayed and like the fizz was the one that turned? He just like completely like destroyed the wrist.
There was someone who worked on the movie that was like, well, if you pay attention, you don't see Shadow's other hand.
Oh no!
It's like, what the hell?
I just heard a cracking, dude. I don't know what it was.
Yeah, wasn't his wrist though.
Oh god. Okay, that scene, yeah, just
wait.
just.
A different in the I my guess is there's a different there because we see if you go back just a little bit, we see Shadow defeats Knuckles, and then Sonic says my turn, and then he defeats Tails. In my opinion, he defeats Tails, and after this Sonic
my turn.
goes.
Yeah.
Because he's like
Sonic
lighting.
eyes are glowing, you know.
The face expression is like totally different. The background.
Exactly. Yeah.
And then Tails gets owned.
Dude, IKEA and Starbucks reference?
Oh my god. Sick product placement, bro.
You guys say, okay, the biggest question. Everyone's saying like Amy, Rouge, would Olive Garden be in this movie or not, yo?
Oh, hell yeah, of course. I would expect nothing less.
As an Italian that I am, I don't need an Olive Garden. That's all I'm saying.
They made his shoes look real. It's such a small detail. His shoes are so sick, man. Like they're just utilizing it properly, like you're supposed to.
He's looking so good.
I like how there's blue that comes out of it. It's kind of sick.
You know,
like blue fire.
Oh
like
I never noticed
that. I kind of dig that.
Like a softer fire, yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of people are saying that this scene is like a reference from Sonic Boom. This is straight up a reference to Matrix. Like this, there's a scene in the Matrix. So Keanu Reeves voiced Shadow. What do you all thought about his portrayal?
Oh, it's as great as I thought it was going to be.
Okay, so
I have things to say, but it's not because I'm biased at all. I think I didn't like it at first, but to be fair, someone pointed out to me, listen, he only had 4 lines in the trailer. It's way too early to judge good or bad. Fair. And the colorful bunch line, like you said, I think there's something else there. There's something missing, and it sounds awkward on purpose.
Oh yeah.
But other than that, when he said, when we're done, there won't be anything left. I felt that. I was like, oh shit, like that's him. That's Shadow. Like, all right, cool. I'm with it. I was sold at that point. I was sold personally.
That's the space colony arc.
Sorry.
This is the space colony arc.
This is what I'm
That's what people are
assuming.
speculating.
Or this is the. Oh, what if it's not a space colony? What if it's? Oh, I see like the egg face right there.
It's the shape. Like we haven't seen the other side of it, but it's.
What if instead of like a space colony, it's like an underground colony? I feel like that would almost make more sense.
Or maybe it's a small ship that gets him into the big space colony.
What I can think is that they might do something along the lines of like in Avengers: Age of Ultron, like how they make like a big chunk of land just go up and then they're just gonna drop it to cause the same impact as a meteor. I don't know. Maybe that's the plan in here.
Yeah.
Gotta say, okay, so let's go back to him
running away. Let's go back to him
running away from Prison Island.
On the water is dope as hell.
I have to say, him running like that in particular, very reminiscent of SA2. It's so small, right? I don't like the way he like skates now. I don't like it. But
Yeah,
here, he looks
Like
like
in the
someone pointed out, he
games?
looks like a fucking
Yeah.
cobra.
I agree with
Like
you.
he's
That's a
coming
good-
after
wow,
you,
yeah.
dude.
I don't like it either. It's too snappy the way he does it now. There's something like
Yeah.
you can make the argument that in SA2 it's too like the animations are really wonky, but something I've always liked is Shadow's skating animation because it's very fluid. It's very like
Yeah.
figure eight
It
almost.
goes with the movement.
It goes with the
Yeah.
movement. Nowadays it's just like he flings his arm back, flings his arms back, flings
It's
his
like
arms
very
back.
lazy. It's like
It
very
is,
lazy.
and it's just like why
Like
why
in
would he
Forces,
skate
I
like
didn't
that?
like that.
Like I couldn't take him seriously. It was just that, like I was like, he looks so silly. But
Yeah, man.
here he looks like, oh shit.
Yeah,
what?
this is some skating. Yeah, this looks really cool.
The
coming
amount of,
after you.
the amount of memes that I've seen with this scene, like coming, like somebody
Yeah.
running, turning around, and like you see this is so funny. But yeah,
Run for your life, dude. And then it just cuts the title screen where it says Sonic 3. Oh,
this is what my yes, actually.
I think that's what's gonna happen in the movie.
yes, I would, yeah.
And of course,
That's the first scene when we see the Sonic breaking the glass. That's my guess.
yeah. Also,
Snap, baby, bonk.
yeah. Also, they've ripped off a Project Shadow. So,
Yeah.
Felipe, call your lawyers.
I
right
got you,
now.
Felipe. Let me
Ooh.
know. I'll represent you.
You
Yeah.
know what I just realized?
What's up?
Mm.
So everyone's been talking about how, like, why is Tom in a gun uniform, right?
Like, why did he sneak in the first place?
What if he didn't sneak in, though? What if he got a promotion after the events of the second movie?
Could be.
That's obvious for me.
I was, yeah. Yeah,
I never even thought about that.
I was thinking that either that or like, you know, since Sonic is working with the GUN now, they just brought him along. Like that was my
Yeah, that
guess.
could be too. Yeah.
He
And
got
also,
the chaperone.
Some people say that that's the death scene of Tom.
I don't.
But man, I really doubt this because he's pressing it against the ground, you know. I can't imagine Shadow just pushing him like stay down. Like why would Shadow do this, you know? So
Oh, he's a
Probably-
gun soldier.
You think
you
like
know,
another
like
soldier?
no, I mean, why would Shadow specifically push him on the ground? Like he would
Yeah.
push him in the face, you know. He will like kick him out. He will.
It looks like it's like there's gravity involved, kind of. Like he's just forced. to the
Probably,
ground.
yeah.
Maybe there's some gravities involved, like something is pulling off, and he's trying to hold back, you know.
Yeah.
And I don't believe he'll die. A lot of
I
people say
doubt
he'll die and all this stuff, but I really doubt this one.
A lot of people say that, and I was
Yeah.
like, what are you basing yourself to say that he's gonna die here? Like he's just calling Sonic. Like nothing.
Yeah,
I think it's just like the framing of it, the way he's
Yeah.
screaming and all that. It sounds very desperate, kind of thing.
but he won't
Um,
die.
I will
No,
like
I
to
don't think so.
It's a family friendly movie.
He won't, no,
He
no.
won't die.
I am really wondering, like, what's the context behind the scene? Like, is this the beginning when he breaks
Right.
out, later on into the movie, the climax? Like, what might be?
I feel like it's later on because I feel like it
definitely.
doesn't make sense that he would call out to Sonic
Mhm.
at the beginning if he's not there.
Yeah, exactly.
I think so.
Yeah,
Unless,
but Sonic can get that in the blink with teleport rings. So maybe he's like he called him the phone. The phone got you know far
Could
from
be.
him, and he's like Sonic, and then Sonic goes there and with the teleport ring.
that
the scene, I don't know,
would be interesting.
for like a small second, it reminded me to like Alvin and the Chipmunks. Like Alvin, but
Yes,
like, Sonic!
that's what I'm thinking of too. Yeah.
God damn it.
Wait, I really
So let's
wonder
see.
what this is gonna. You think he's punching him here? No, I'm just kidding.
Oh wait,
I think those are two completely different scenes.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
I was.
That's not completely different. But you see in the back of behind Shadow, you can
mirror.
see the same mirror that he was facing a minute before.
Yeah.
You know, so looks like he was like thinking about his life, you know, rethinking or something like this, and then he's fighting now. So maybe this is the place where Maria died. You know,
Maybe it looks
Oh,
like it
could
the way it's
be.
because there's
Yeah.
like light seeping out from the rubble. It
and
probably
it
could
looks
be, yeah.
underground. And it looks underground. What if? Who'd say the space
That was
colony
me.
would be?
That was me.
Man, that's it. It makes total sense.
We're piecing it together. We're gonna get a call
Yeah.
from Paramount after this. Be like,
He's
guys,
like, you guys
shut
have
your
to-
mouths. Like
guys
you're,
Stop.
you're spoiling.
Also, Can I just say, like, how did we go from ugly? I know that everyone says this, but how did we go from ugly Sonic to this? Like,
It's insane.
this
It's
is a
very
painting,
polarizing.
dude.
Yeah,
This is a painting to me. It looks so good.
It's incredible.
beautiful.
That's my
That's what got
my
me.
second monitor's wallpaper.
Yeah.
That's what got me insane when I watched the trailer, because every shot looks like a concept art.
It looks beautiful,
like
yeah.
an illustration.
They did.
It's crazy.
The art direction was incredible in this movie, and
Yeah.
a lot of people were saying, like, a lot of memes like saying like time traveler moves a chair and like we get ugly Shadow too, like, you know, like what would
Yeah.
have
I
happened?
want to see that.
What would have? I'm a firm believer that they knew what they were doing and they had the actual model saved up. I'm a firm conspiracy
No way.
theorist about that.
No way.
I think it
They
was
would not.
But-
They wouldn't have delayed it for 6 months if that was the case.
You think so?
And
I don't think so.
also, man, let's be honest. If the first movie came out with the ugly Sonic,
We would have not.
and
got 2 or 3.
they decided to make a sequence, they would surely change to
The
the
model.
modern Sonic we got.
That's
you
the
know?
thing. I don't think
They
they would have
wouldn't
gotten
have
green lit
given
for
it-
part 2 if they went for the,
No,
the original model.
Absolutely not.
Like, there's a timeline where they went for that model, and we didn't get this movie. This stream
the
would
thing,
never happen.
Because
Yeah.
I'm trying to remember how much time it was between like the ugly Sonic thing and when we got the new design. I can't remember how long it was, but it's just like there were a couple of trailers where we saw ugly Sonic, and it's just like, man, you're really sticking with this, huh?
Yeah.
Did we get more than one? I thought we only got one trailer, and then like they were like, okay,
Maybe-
we fuck
I
up,
don't
pull
know,
the
that was
plug, like.
Yeah.
I feel like we got like maybe 2.
Yeah,
Or
it was.
so- I
two-
don't
I
remember.
think it was 2 or 3.
Because I did hear that like they showed the first one and they were like, I don't know how many, like I can really say how many, but I do know that the director publicly said that, I'm gonna be honest, I thought people were gonna like the what's it called, the model, in the same way that a lot of people like the Ninja Turtles one in the live action. I was like, nobody did, but keep going.
No, dude.
Nobody did, but keep going.
Yeah.
And, man, to be honest, people complained about the ugly Sonic from the first little teaser in the
Yes,
I will
yeah.
see only the silhouette of him, because the silhouette is like a grown man with Sonic head. You know, like
Yeah,
all
The
muscular.
also the
Oh.
that one scene with like his legs and like the San Francisco, the Golden
Yeah.
Gate, yeah, like
I feel like those are the things that sort of convince me, because you're right. Like there is this huge conspiracy theory where like they had these things in place, but they were never going to do it. In my mind, it's just like the concept art was kind of what cemented the idea that like this is what they planned from the beginning. Like he probably wasn't supposed to look as human. He was supposed to look maybe more like an actual hedgehog at some point. And then they were like, well, what if it's realistic? Why don't I make him like more human? And it's just like, oh God, why would you do it? I
That
don't
is
know.
why.
I don't know.
yeah, no.
Yeah, right.
'Cause, like, you really look into it and you're like, okay, what were you thinking? Like, I still don't know how somebody looked at that model and said, this is okay.
This is good. This is
Yeah.
you know.
The problem for
This
me
looks
is
good.
that
Put
they
Gangsta's
have-
Paradise over it.
Yeah.
Let's go. Fucking put it in
problem for
theaters.
me- the problem, the thing that don't get in my head is how many people saw the first Sonic, the ugly Sonic, and thought it was okay, because when it dropped on the internet, nobody liked it. How the
No.
whole cast, how the whole crew looked at it and said, "All right, it's looking good." Like,
yeah, how did
man,
they never like, you sure? Like, okay, you do
it's
you,
not,
buddy.
it's not like
I should probably let this
it's not
cook
like
more.
one
I don't
people,
know.
one person, you know. It's like a bunch of people working on this.
Yeah, it was an executive decision to greenlight that, and it's like,
Yeah.
why? Like,
Well, and another thing that sort of makes me believe that they were going to go with it. When was the original release date? It was sometime in November, wasn't it?
I think
Yes,
so,
it was like,
it was some-
of 2019.
It was
I think.
November
and then they
or
pushed it to
December.
February 2020.
like in
Yeah.
Valentine's Day it came out.
It came out Valentine's Day 2020, but like the original release date was sometime I think in November or something. I can't
think
remember when
so,
it
It was
was.
Yeah.
November,
But
December, one of the two, like in that window.
And it's like, so they didn't delay it 6 months or whatever, but it's just like, I think they finalized what they did in 6 months or something. My thought process is that is like prime time to release a family movie. So it's just
Yeah.
like, if you're releasing a movie in February, like why would you release a Sonic movie in February or like
Yeah.
any sort of family
That
film in
too,
February?
yeah.
Like that's a death sentence. No one's gonna go see that. So like
Yeah.
that to me sort of lends credence to like, yeah, to me that was real, and they were just way off the mark.
I was gonna make a
Yeah.
I was gonna make
There was
a
a lot
mean
of
joke.
merch, man. There was toys and all this stuff. That was real, man. I think it was real.
I think
Yeah.
people at Paramount were like, "Yo, it's Valentine's Day. Sonic fans don't have girlfriends nor boyfriends. They're gonna go watch this movie instead."
And now they're all married to each other. Let's
Yeah.
Right. Here we are making couples.
So
On
in
the way to it.
conclusion, I'm glad that this is. I don't condone bullying, but this is bullying done right. But
Right.
because look at this frame.
It
This
looks
frame
great.
is
Well,
fucking
and that's the-
insane.
And that's the thing too. I think that because a lot of people talk about the bullying aspect of it, right? And I do think that obviously that had something to do with it, but they very well Paramount could have been like, man, fuck those idiots.
Yeah, we're
Like, we're not
Paramount.
changing-
Like
I mean,
we're not
Paramount,
changing
we're
a
gonna make it
thing.
anyway.
I'm gonna be
We're
honest.
all we've already spent the money to do this. We're not changing a thing. So it's just like if you're gonna speak with your wallet, nobody has bought tickets to this thing yet. I'm sure that by the point that everybody was complaining, no one has bought anything to see these. So I do think that there is a certain credit that we should give to the higher ups who work on
Yeah.
the movie, not the Paramount
Yeah.
execs, but like
Yeah.
the directors who are like, okay, maybe our thing does
Maybe-
suck.
Yeah, let's put this back in the oven. Let
I
it
would
cook
say
a little bit
more than
longer.
bullying, it was criticism. Like, yeah, there are people who are mean about it, but like,
Constructive criticism.
Yeah.
yeah, it was like,
And it's
buddy,
crazy.
no, like,
And it's crazy because this time Paramount listening to it and it all went good. And it's still the studios, other studios like Disney, don't understand how things work. When they dropped the first, I don't know, it was a Modoc or something. That was something
oh,
in Marvel.
MODOK and
Oh, MODOK, yeah.
Quantumania. Yeah.
Everybody complained about it, and they didn't change it. Like there was like, I don't care. It will keep it the same way.
Right.
Why,
God,
bro?
he looked like
It don't
hot
work.
garbage. But yeah,
You think-
I hear what you're saying. 100%.
And even with like smaller things too, like some people talk about how for the second movie, this was a way smaller thing, and I kind of get it because in the first movie they did it too. The movie, or the poster for the first movie, does not credit Ben Schwartz as Sonic. It only features
That's funny.
it only features
That's
Jim
funny.
Carrey, and it features Jason Marsden.
Yeah.
And it's just-
That's really funny.
Yeah, it's really funny because like your main character is not credited at all, like on your
That's
poster.
so
And in the
funny.
second movie, they didn't credit Tika Sumpter, who played Maddie, or Colleen O'Shaughnessy, who played Tails. And people were like, "This
Which
is
is
stupid.
insane.
Like this
Yeah.
is stupid. These are main characters that you are heavily featuring in the promotional material." And they were like, "You know what? You're right." And so they like for a
Yeah, and
revision,
they
they
changed
actually added the credits
Which
to
is
the-
yeah, and I'm noticing like with each iteration of each project, like they're listening more and more, and I like
Yeah.
that. It shows that they're
yeah,
willing
not
to
just
like
in Sonic, if
like-
you think about it, like any other Paramount project that they're doing recently. Like I think
Yeah.
something
Yeah.
like that happened in the Arnold
accept the
movie.
Knuckles show. Accept the Knuckles show, but we're not going to talk about. We're here talking about Shadow.
They missed the point of calling that show the Wade Show and Knuckles. Like they,
and Knuckles.
they
Yes.
fucking
and
missed-
Knuckles.
Which, speaking of which, and this is like the one thing that we'll say about the Knuckles show, I'm very disappointed that we have not seen Wade in this trailer.
Oh, he'll
just
be in it.
because I'm
Plot
really
twist: Wade is gonna fucking die. Shadow's gonna kill him. It's gonna catch the flames pop, and then he's just dead. Like, it's a wrap.
just because like I'm
No,
really
Patty.
curious. We know he's gonna be in the movie, but it's just like I
Yeah.
really wonder what his character is gonna be like in this
Really?
movie. There's no way he's not gonna be. I feel like he has to be, right?
Yeah.
Like all of a
Oh,
sudden,
man.
it's like, oh, he moved back to wherever he's from,
Yeah.
and it's like we just don't see him anymore.
In the second movie, he's like just a joke, and then in
Yeah,
the
but I'm not saying he needs a big role in this one.
no,
He's in
but
Vegas.
what-
He's living a life.
what would he do in
Yeah,
this
he's just
third
chilling.
movie? Because it looks like more serious, and you
Right.
have a lot of funny characters. You know, you have Agent Stone, you have Tom Sonic, you have now Gerald, who
Yeah.
looks like will be funny. So if you add weight in this, like it will be a lot of funny characters.
Yeah.
If you think about it, like
I'm
not-
Go for it. Go for it.
I was just gonna say, like, we don't even need to have him like that much. I'm curious what his role in the movie is gonna be at all. Like, hey, he
He's-
shows up and he's like, hey
Disasters.
guys,
It's
it's
gonna
me.
cut to him. It's gonna cut to him. He's gonna try to say a line, and he's gonna get cut off immediately.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're not gonna see him for the rest of the movie.
now that he's a bowling champion, whatever, like
he just
he's off
quitted
doing his
the
own
Green Hill
whatever.
Police
Yeah,
Department, and now he's
Yeah.
a bowling champion. Yeah, it's,
yeah.
You know, fun fact: I actually didn't watch the Knuckles show, cause
You're better off for it. I
no,
promise.
because I watched. Well, first I didn't have Paramount. Second, I watched like the first episode, and I was like, eh. And then like Charriii
Oh,
released...
it's all downhill from there.
No,
Yeah,
I
exactly.
watched it. I watched it through
Exactly.
your video. Like I watched your
Oh,
summary.
okay,
That's
okay.
all I watched, and I was like, yeah, like I'm glad that I didn't, because it doesn't. It feels like a comedy show. It kind of reminds me too.
It is a comedy show. Yeah.
You know the dodgeball movie.
Like a bad comedy show.
Like the dodge.
Yeah.
It kind of reminded me to that like style of movies.
But dodgeball is funny. This is just,
Yeah.
this has hurt me. This shit hurt me. Like, oh my god,
Yeah,
dude.
I say the same as
I
you. I
felt
didn't watch
Physical
it.
pain.
My one thing is like I and I say this in the video, like I had to separate my love for the franchise as a Sonic fan versus like, hey,
Mhm.
I have to look at this as a comedy movie,
Like
because if I
objectively,
yeah, like if I look at this as a Sonic fan, I'm gonna be so disappointed, because like
Mhm.
Gonna lose
there's
my mind.
barely any Sonic in it. But if I
Yeah.
look at it as like, oh, it's like Dodgeball. I've never seen Dodgeball, but it's like it's a movie like that, right?
It's like a
And-
comedy
in fact-
sports movie.
Dodgeball was actually one of the biggest inspirations for Knuckles. So it's just like, if you look at it through that lens, it's just like, this is fine. Like I can't be too mad at this. But as a Sonic fan, it's just like, man, Knuckles was barely in this.
Yeah. Again,
There's a
if you're telling it, go for it, Joe. I feel like I cut you off too much. Go for it.
no. I didn't watch it because I saw the trailer and I was like, all right, I'm not the a target audience for this,
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah.
And that's something we gotta take in consideration when we watch something. Like,
Right.
That's
man,
true.
if you're going to watch a Knuckles series and you watch the trailer, you see the trailer. It's a comedy, childish thing, and all the stuff, like funny little jokes, and you can expect to see badass fighting sequence of Knuckles, the whole prologue about him. You can't expect to see this. You
That's the
know,
thing.
it's not. The target audience for the Knuckles show was really clear to me, so I was
Yeah.
like, I'll have to pass this one, because if I watch it, I will be like, oh, this could be different. Oh, this could be different. It was not made for me, you know.
That's fair.
That's the thing, and like this is the last thing I'm gonna mention about the Knuckles show, because like let's go back to the trailer just so we can finish it, because I know
Yeah,
that like
yeah,
some
yeah.
of us are in a rush. I was gonna say that that's the thing. Like before we watched the first trailer, we were expecting that, but once we watched the first trailer, it's like, okay, that's definitely not what we're giving. I have a friend who's a huge fan of Knuckles, and something that he adores from is like his relationship with like Rouge, like how he has that rivalry with her and that back and forthness. And since Sonic 3 with Shadow was already announced, he was like, oh, maybe this is how we get Rouge introduced into the universe. And he was just going expecting it, and he watched it day one. He binge watched it, and I just get a text from him going, "Fuck!" Like, because he said, "Dude, I hated it. She's not in it. What the fuck?"
But that's it, man. You can't expect something very different from the trailer. Like, if Sonic 3 follows the path of Knuckles series, then I will be upset, because the trailer is insane. The trailer is menacing, and then you got a little funny, little jokes and all the stuff in the Sonic 3, and
That'd be too
then
much.
it will be too much. But in the Knuckles series, if they announce it this way, what can I do? You know,
Yeah, like going back into like Marvel, like some movies have a lot of goof, haha. But when you go to a serious movie like Endgame, there's no jokes. Like maybe one occasional joke because it's in the DNA, but that's it.
That's a good point. I think that's why I like the tone that this trailer set from the get-go. It kind of feels like Infinity War Endgame type shit. Like they make the one, like a few jokes, but then it's like, no, like Shadow's here and he's a problem. We literally have to stop him,
and we have to like confront him. Like if we don't do something, that's it. Funny enough that like someone just mentioned Spider-Man No Way Home. Something that a friend of mine and I were talking about. What if by the end of Sonic 3 we get a to be continue, like, and it's a part 1 of 2?
That would be so annoying.
I know.
I would be kind of upset.
I'll be
I
upset,
would be
but at the same
kind
time
of
I'll be happy because
upset.
we're giving them enough time to like give us this story. But at the same time,
No,
it's kind of like,
I don't want this. Stop talking about this. It's hurting me. I've been
No,
waiting so long for this movie,
no,
bro.
I think
Charriii left and everything, dude. I'm just
I
kidding.
think if they do that, so like let's use Spider-Verse for example, right? We already knew originally that Across was
the
Across
first
Part
trailer
1.
said part 1. Yeah, I agree.
It said Part 1, so we already had the audiences already knew going into it that it was going to be a two-parter. So with this there is no indication.
No indication
So to
of
do
that,
something
yeah.
like that,
It would
that
literally
is
a smack in the face.
that
Yeah, it
even
was
worse. That's like
wrong.
literally pinning me down to the floor and like curb stomping me. Like that is so fucking mean.
It
Like
would-
no way.
I agree. No, I agree. Like this is just something that we thought because hey, what if? But I doubt it. I
Yeah.
highly doubt it. But as you said, like a lot of people in the Spider-Man, they were very in shock because they didn't knew this information. I remember that like that first trailer they released, it's at part 1, but I guess a lot of people
Yeah.
forgot about it. But yeah,
Yeah.
And I really don't like this this splitted movie style. Like Infinity War worked. Infinity
Yeah.
War worked because it has a beginning and an ending, you know.
That's
And
very true. Yep.
the second part is like another whole different story. Is like the
continuation.
sequence. Yeah, but it's not a cut in a half. A
We
Spider-Man
got some sort of resolution,
Spider-Verse
you know.
is cut,
Yeah,
you know.
it's like in
Spider-Man. I feel like the movie didn't end it. You know, like
we're literally
it-
like left in stasis, like waiting for like the next one to happen. It's not like Infinity War, for example, like where the main character of that movie was Thanos, and you go in with his journey of finding all the stones, and then like snapping everybody. Movie ends there. We got a resolution, not a happy ending, and we know a part 2 is coming, but we did got kind of like a resolution. Like we got a bit of a bow.
Yeah,
you
his
know?
story ended. Like he did what he had to do, and he won.
Mhm.
Like and that's it.
his story, the story ended in the way that the Thanos that fought in Infinity Wars, basically Infinity War basically don't appear in Endgame.
Exactly.
You know, so
Correct.
it's not like a Spider-Man across the Spider-Verse, which cuts in the middle of the
Of
action.
the action,
you
like
know?
literally in the climax.
But
We'll be back.
let's go.
Let's get back to the trailer because I know some of us have some stuff to do. So
Yeah,
let's
yeah.
get
I'm so
on it.
sorry.
You're good.
What all did we talk about? While I
We
was
no,
gone?
we kind of just said because I said a friend of mine and I were talking about, well, first of all about the Knuckles show, how like a friend of mine was expecting this to be straight up about Knuckles, and he's a huge fan of like Knuckles and Rouge and like the whole thing. And then since Sonic 3 was a thing by that time, he said, "Oh, Rouge is gonna be introduced here, right?" And then didn't happen, and he binge watched the show in the first day, and then he just sent me a big fuck like it didn't happen. It was very funny. And then after that we said how there is like I brought up with a friend the idea. I was like, what if this is like this movie just ends with a to be continued? And it's like, bro, no, get the fuck out.
Sonic the Hedgehog 3, 2. Dude,
Point
what
2.
if though? Like, what if it's lock-on technology, the movie?
I would lose. Filipe would. I knew something would be wrong. Filipe would fly out of Brazil, go to Paramount, and be like, "What the fuck?"
he would like peacefully go like, the fuck's going on here? Like
He would chaos control himself over to fucking Paramount Studios, be like, "Really?
no, yeah,
I'll
'cause-
make the continuation by myself here.
This is how you? Yeah, I'll do it myself."
I'll do it myself.
he'd be like, I'm the captain now.
No, he's just like, "I'll do it myself." Like that's it. Awesome.
That'd be
Oh,
so funny,
shit.
yo.
So what's up with this black hole in the next frame, huh?
Oh yeah. Yeah,
Like,
what?
Yeah.
That is
Theories
amazingly
about the black
cut.
hole.
I
That
think,
is
yeah.
amazingly cut.
okay, so
What?
they're tied
What?
up, right?
Like we have like
Well,
Because there's no like
That's
these
seamless.
these are
That's
yeah
a
these are
seamless
obviously
ass cut.
two different scenes.
Yeah,
But they make it look
100%.
like it's one thing, and I think it's great.
Pause there. So Knuckles, Sonic, and Tails are like
Tied up.
arrested there and
Yeah.
tied up. Yeah, sorry.
No, that's Amy,
and it's correct. Arrest.
no, I'm joking.
No,
Oh,
Amy.
man.
Although it's funny because people were saying that, and I do think that it may be a reference to CD because Amy is tied up like that in Stardust Speedway.
Okay.
But what
Yeah.
what is this black hole thing, man? Like,
I have
you
no
can see you
idea.
can see it an opening there.
Maybe
No,
Yeah.
man,
It
that's a
l-
completely different.
It
maybe
literally
Maybe
looks like a black hole.
maybe
Yeah.
this
But
is
it's showing like shadows, electricity. So I'm like, did he do
maybe
that?
maybe
maybe
this is the
that talks about shadow. That's something. That's an opening in the ceiling. You know.
Yeah,
Maybe the air is going upwards, not to shadow. You know.
I don't know.
I have two theories. One, what if this is the equivalent of the arc crashing into Earth, but like it's just a portal, like a black hole? Or
Mm.
what if we start getting Black Doom coming out of there? Like
Oh,
the,
it's like a gateway for the black arms to come out of.
I don't know,
Wait,
maybe.
I think this could be a good if because here's the thing too, and to sort of bounce off of what your theory is, what all three of them are tied up, so they for whatever reason can't do anything. What if this is near the end of the movie where
And
Shadow
Shadow.
comes and is like, I'm going to save the day, like this is
Yeah.
his
It
moment.
could be. Yeah.
But
Gerald,
why would he?
they could twist the narrative where Gerald, his master plan isn't to crash course with Earth. He just fucking summons the black arms. He's like, all right, it's time, boys. Let's get them.
Yeah.
No, that could be it, and then that way you see like two sides of grief, like Shadow kind of like moving on and being like, hey, I'm hurt, but this is not the right way to do it, and then like Gerald being like,
Right.
no, we want revenge, and you see that
They
clash,
want
you
to
know.
destroy Earth.
And he's willing to like side with the black arms like fully now.
That would be.
Like-
I'm gonna be honest. If they save the Black Arms for the end, like in this way, and then they sort of like go into it more in the Shadow show, that could. I don't know. Like
My what we've talked about Avengers so many times in this.
good, bro.
my one concern is that it's like the end of the first Avengers movie where it's just like, oh, black hole where all the aliens are coming out, and then we
Yeah.
beat them, and then they're gone.
Yeah, exactly.
Can I be?
But
That's-
but
it's
I
tough.
wouldn't
It's
be
is
tough.
surprised
the-
if it is though.
Right.
some
Yeah.
franchises like Avengers for family, you know.
I think
Like,
that's what they were
Right.
trying to do. Actually, I think that's what they said. Is like it's gonna be like Avengers level shit going forward.
Right.
They
You know?
did said that, yeah. Like, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. Like, this could be it.
Yeah.
And then like I don't know. I don't know why, but I know that I said this already. A deep part of me thinks that they're not gonna pull the Supersonic Super Shadow, and that would like kill me inside.
They have to. They have to
at least Super Shadow. It's
It has
confirmed,
to.
man. They can't. They need to bring.
They're
Super
gonna.
Shadow.
I
Yeah.
think they're gonna do both because one, like they just have to. Like
They need
if
to,
the
yeah.
first appearance like of Shadow, a big part of that like that game obviously is like them teaming up together, and let alone in their super forms. It's like to have another Hedgehog like go super with like Sonic. It was a very big deal back in the day, so they
Right.
want to capitalize on that. And also merchandising.
Oh yeah.
Like they're gonna sell toys. They
Yeah.
want to sell toys,
But-
so he has to come out. Like they have to team up.
But you gotta think about some major boss villain to make the use of
Ooh.
Supersonic and Super Shadow.
Legitimately, the
combined.
only thing I can think of is the Black Arms or the
Yeah.
Bio Lizard. That's literally the only
Biolizard,
thing
Black
because
Arms, and Metal Sonic are the three that I'm thinking.
someone
Like-
was
like-
saying like the Robotnik's gonna create Metal Sonic to go against Shadow. He's gonna fucking destroy it like real quick.
I think that they're gonna save Metal Sonic for the fourth movie. Like Amy and
Yeah. I
Metal
think
Sonic
so,
for the
too.
fourth one.
Yeah.
Yeah, like Sonic
I
City.
bet
Sonic City.
I could bet that they will make Metal Sonic with emerald abilities, you know, and
Oh,
then
like to copy
neither-
everything.
yeah, copying powers and all this stuff, and then
Metal
one
Overlord.
can beat Metal, and then they go super. But it's a crazy stuff. Maybe Mecha Sonic instead of just Metal Sonic.
I think they would choose Metal because he's more popular.
In
He's like
that-
the one
Right.
that everyone recognizes, and he can even go Metal Overlord. I don't know, like it's crazy.
Yeah.
For me, the thing is like it feels weird to sort of scale it down, right? Like if we're talking big bad at the end of a movie, you had Robotnik in the first one where it's just like he's basically in his Eggmobile. Like there's no big, you know,
Classic
Yeah.
Sonic
final
1
thing.
villain. That's it.
Yeah,
Classic
'cause
Sonic
the
1 villain.
the first boss, yeah.
And then in Sonic 2, it's just like the huge Death Egg robot. So for the third movie to just be like, hey, here's a tiny metal Sonic, like, because I don't think they'd do like Metal Overlord or whatever in
Yeah,
this
I don't
movie.
think
That's
so.
way
Yeah.
too much. So like a tiny metal Sonic that the two of them have to fight just seems weird,
It-
I guess.
Yeah.
With that in the
It
trailer, I
has to
think
be
that
like something.
the Black Arms or Biolizard are like my picks at least, like, because it'd be cool now that you mentioned that the Overlord. It's in the fourth movie. Yes, they can add Amy and Metal Sonic, but Tails and Knuckles are there. It'll be cool that they do the Sonic Heroes fight at the end of the fourth movie. If this is assuming that Metal Sonic is the bad guy, you see him evolving little by little. But yeah, I think that the Black Arms or the straight up like Bio-Lizard.
I think the Bio-Lizard could work, if only because I feel like it's kind of complicated in Adventure 2, where it's just like the foreshadowing is very minimal. I think that they could do a way better job foreshadowing it in this one.
Yeah.
Where maybe Shadow the Hedgehog is the red herring, where it's just like, that's not what Commander Walters was talking about. They weren't like, Project Shadow was the Bio-Lizard, and Shadow is just like random alien that showed up out of nowhere or something.
It's a possibility.
It could be.
Yeah.
Because like in the game it's like climax, random big lizard shows up. Yeah.
Right. Here it could just be like, oh man, there's this big threat, and it's just like, well, Shadow doesn't seem like that. So like, it's just they're dropping. If they drop hints throughout the movie, it could work.
They did drop hints of the Bio-Lizard in SA2. There's a scene that a lot of people look over where Shadow confronts Rouge and finds out she's a double agent, and then she's like, oh really? Then what the fuck is this? And then she reads about the prototype, and he's like, who am I talking to right now? Are you the prototype or are you the real thing? And that's like the initial tease, but they don't really like go too much into it.
They don't harp on it. Yeah.
This idea of the Bio-Lizard being the actual Project Shadow, all this 50 years ago, all this stuff, they mention it. Bio-Lizard solves the question of how is Gerald still alive, because maybe Bio-Lizard wasn't made by Gerald himself,
Could be.
50 years ago, if he's still alive, he was just a young man, at least. So maybe Bio-Lizard's it's a thing.
It could be. Which I was gonna say, now that we're talking about the Bio-Lizard in Project Shadow, the little like at the beginning, like the narration that Shadow is doing, and it shows the Bio-Lizard. When I saw that, like I don't know, I like scream a little bit inside. I just want to like give you a nod because I honestly like I was like I was like Bio-Lizard.
There he is.
I was eating the final Sonic 3.
Also, Chara, is that like vanilla Coke?
Oh no! This is bubbly. This is sparkling water.
Oh, okay. I thought it was vanilla Coke. I was like, yo.
It does have the same
taste
colors as vanilla
colors.
Coke.
Okay.
No, the same colors.
Vanilla
I never
Coke
realized
is like
that.
my favorite.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
What is happening in this scene?
There's being dropped out of the case. That's my.
Is this Japan? Because I don't think it is.
This looks. I don't know.
I think
it looks like they are getting like they failed their mission.
Yeah.
And then they're
out of the case type of thing. Yeah, like out of the.
Yeah, out of the case. Look at Son's expression, Tails' expression, like.
And Knuckles is like, damn. I guess.
Yeah,
right,
damn. Wow.
Darn. Yeah.
All right.
That's unfortunate.
I do think that like, and then
you see.
I think it's England because of the uniform of the cup in the back. Yeah.
The first sequence of the trailer, which shows all of them fighting in looks like London. And Knuckles using the flames of disaster and all this stuff. Maybe that the whole stuff went bad, and they got.
Oh yeah, that makes sense.
Could be like they do too much collateral damage. Can you imagine that? Yeah, all that destruction was by them, and they're like, "You're out of it. Like we can trust in you guys."
Yeah.
When they got to fight Shadow, they're by their own. They're not like with the arm. The army.
There have been people who have theorized that this is a No Way Home situation.
Like the little like here.
Yeah, there's someone else there.
There's someone else there.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to believe it. This I wanted to believe it so bad in No Way Home. Here I kind of don't want to believe it, but I definitely can see the case made for it because the framing is really weird.
The way it's positioned, it's like there's something noticeable missing.
You can say that like it was so they can fit Stone in the middle, but I doubt it. Like I don't know. Like I feel
because he still shows up in frame perfectly.
Right,
you
could shift Sonic to the middle and you still see Stone's face. Like that's unmistakable. So it is sus. I don't know.
It is I don't know. Like I do think that it is gonna be like the what's it called. We're getting another character there, and possibly Amy?
All I'll say is tamper expectations.
Yes,
Yeah.
100%.
Oh,
I
exactly.
It could
think
be. It could also be a case of like
normal
Stone.
someone.
It could be a case of where Stone was filling that spot, and now he's like, all right, now presenting Dr. Robotnik, and then he goes in front of them.
Oh,
Like,
kinda
you know what I
that, yeah.
mean?
Could be.
So I just want to tamper expectations, but if someone else is there, that would be cool
Yeah.
too.
Here's the thing,
Yeah.
because like I know we touch upon like Amy being added would be like too much, or maybe like will take away a lot of her character. Yes, we have another movie idea like Sonic CD ish, where we
Yeah.
can add Amy, but Rouge we don't have anything really. Like if there's if there's like a game adapted that Rouge will be fitting, it would be this one. So you think it's Rouge? Maybe, I don't know.
The thing is, I agree with that. Rouge doesn't really have much. I mean, not to say that she doesn't have a character, but like, there's nothing that she, aside from maybe heroes, there's nothing that she's super important for.
Yeah.
Even in
Who's kind of
Prime,
a
she's kind
spy
of there,
lady.
you know, like
The problem with putting her in this, right, is that like when she's revealed as a government agent in SA2, no one, pardon the pun, no one bats an eye, right? Like no one's like, oh, that's weird. Here it's just like, oh, you've had an alien working for your military for how long now? Like has she been here since
That's
Sonic
the
was a
thing.
kid? Like what?
I wouldn't be
It just doesn't
surprised
make
though.
sense.
I think they
I
could pull
don't
that
know.
bullshit though. Like again, I wouldn't like
Maybe.
that, but I think they could pull that
Sure.
BS, you know. That because again, I see Amy being in the next movie, like it makes sense, but Rouge, there wouldn't be a reason to bring her unless they make Knuckles season
Right.
2, you know. And yeah, I don't know. That's what I can think on that. This scene, Sonic's too dangerous. When that has ever stopped me, that's out of context. I'm sure that it's not
Yeah.
working with Eggman, like it's something else.
Yeah, that's right after the sequence that we mentioned about the frame that we mentioned that they got kicked out of the
Yeah.
operation, you know, the mission.
And Knuckles isn't here for some reason. He left.
Yeah, maybe, or just out of the frame, right?
I mean,
He could be out of frame.
Yeah, because
Yeah, he'd probably just walk off on his own to blow off steam or something. 'Cause
Yeah.
that's what he
I think this
usually
is the
does.
same scene where like that it's spanning away from them. They're like sad.
Yeah.
Like I think it's.
Yeah, exactly.
So we have.
It's just weird. Sonic looks really upset.
Oh, Sonic
Like-
looks.
So mad.
Like, look, you can see like he's falling and he's like descending. Like
Yeah.
he's starting to turn into Shadow in a sense, and then maybe Shadow will turn into Sonic, and they'll coalesce, and then
It's
Live and
Sonic
Learn
gonna
starts
kill
playing in the
Tom?
background.
Yeah. And then they become one character.
They become Shattuck. Can you imagine?
Oh my
what?
god, I might have to walk out of the theater.
Dude, I
think I'd
I
walk
feel
out.
like my nerd inside would scream, but my cinematography studied graduate would be like, oh
Yeah,
no.
I'd be like, what the
This is
fuck?
stupid.
Can we just appreciate
This
this?
is the-
I love this. When I first saw this, I was like, this is great. I'm so glad they're making him fat.
Yeah, like I said, our biggest complaint is gotta make him fatter, dude. Make him
Yeah.
make him like Gerald looks. You know, I think that would be really cool.
I like this
Knuckles'
one. I like
face
this one.
here.
Dude,
Oh,
this
we-
frame right here, it's beautiful.
Yeah,
We
it says
were
tells
talking
you
about-
everything
we
you
were
need to
talking
know.
About the empty space there, and when Agent Stone is presenting the whole big ship of Eggman, but in this other in this other frame,
Oh,
there's
and
no
this one?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
there's no
true.
place for anybody to be. Yeah.
Good point.
Very true, very true.
Good point.
So I think there's no one there. you
Oh
know?
Yeah.
that's fine.
I would be
I'm,
happy with that.
I'm here for Shadow.
Glad we're on the same
Shadow.
page.
Yeah.
This is a Shadow movie. I'm here for Shadow.
Guys, it's
Yeah,
Shadow.
man.
Ready? It's just Shadow standing there. Wait, hold on.
What? Nice.
Whoa.
Here you see-
Yeah,
you
she's
see
right there, dude.
That's a,
The
that's
shadow.
a big ass shadow.
It's
Shadow.
Shadow.
Dude. Nice. Sick meme.
Sick meme.
Uh,
Oh my god.
this is just hilarious.
It's
So
it's
the-
such a little touch, but I love that he grew the hair back out.
Yeah. Only to shave it all off.
Yeah.
Which makes you wonder how long has it been in between second and third.
This
Yeah,
is
that's a good point.
this is the reason that I think Metal Sonic is the final boss, because Robotnik says that the only
One
reason
condition.
to work is basically the quill. So why would he need this quill? And like, just to
Thesis,
give that-
maybe a teaser for the fourth one, or straight up
Right,
Metal
that-
being.
will Jim Carrey return for the fourth movie?
Because
Mm,
You see?
Doubt.
Think maybe okay. What I'm thinking that this could play out is that like he gets the quill and then they just kind of like forget about it. People just forget about it.
Yeah.
Then after credit scene, maybe
Remember
Eggman
the
is
thing he said?
yeah, or maybe Eggman is gone. Maybe he dies. I don't know like what they're gonna do to get rid of him. And Agent Stone kind of like activates like the thing, and then you see like Metal Sonic's eyes turning on, and then end of the movie.
Yeah, it's a possibility, but I don't know. I really would like to see Jim Carrey in the fourth movie.
Yeah.
But it's a hard stuff.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let me
let's
text him.
see.
I'll ask him.
Are you doing Sonic 4?
But yeah, like that.
Let's do this.
That's the
This-
F-bomb. He's gonna be, let's fucking do this.
I would scream at the top of my lungs if that happened. I'd be like, this is the best movie ever. This is cinema. That frame is cinema.
Yes,
right there.
I love this. This is
Right, this-
amazing. There
Everything
was
ever need to know about him is right there.
Yeah, I love this frame by itself, and then I saw someone do like a comparison of like this is Eggman throughout the movies, and like you see him all trimmed in the first movie. It's like okay, that's I guess Eggman, and then the second movie is like that's Eggman, and then you see this as like I cannot put into words how much this is Eggman. Like
This- okay, guys,
this right here.
Guys, I know I said that was Eggman before, but like this. is
Yeah, this.
This is
That
Yeah.
specific frame. No, yeah, because like I mean, if they wouldn't put him into live action, this is it. Like they rocked it.
Yeah.
They knocked it out of the park.
It's
this is where they perfected
my,
it.
my one only other complaint, and this is such a nitpick, aside from like his size,
The goggles.
I wish they gave him the glasses.
yeah,
Yeah.
Like the
I
glasses
knew you
on,
were gonna
like,
say that,
below
yeah.
the goggles.
I knew you were gonna say
They
because
put the
like
glasses on in the first movie, right?
fuck y'all wearing glasses. Hold
Yeah,
on,
but
let
they
me
were
just,
they weren't circles. They were just like the like
They were
rectangle
the
ones.
Protection glasses.
Yeah.
like somebody asked in the chat like, you guys think Eggman will betray Sonic like at the end of the movie? Like,
Oh, 100%.
yeah.
I think.
No, it's gonna be funny. So it's like, okay, so obviously Eggman is gonna betray him. Gerald is gonna betray Eggman too. Like he's gonna,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
gonna be the ultimate gut punch because someone mentioned where you notice how Eggman got when he saw like family.
He's like,
That was
Yeah.
probably the first time in a long time he saw family, so he's gonna blindly trust Gerald,
yeah.
Yeah.
and
He was
Gerald's
an
gonna
orphan
use
in the
Gerald's
first
gonna
movie.
use that to
He
his
was
advantage.
an
Be like,
orphan.
yeah, Gerald's gonna use that to his advantage. Like this fucking idiot. I'm gonna troll him so hard. It's gonna be the funniest
It's
thing.
just gonna have more.
Really-
This is gonna have more betrayal than like a novella or something like that. I don't know, like
Yeah. It's gonna go into cringe compilation. He said, "I'm gonna get this fucking guy so hard." But then he'll go back to Sonic's side. I feel. For now.
Right.
this whole
Did you really
scene.
mean to destroy us?
Also, so Stone had a bike, right? Stone had the
Yes.
motorcycle. Shadow
Yep.
steals it, obviously. I think that's
100%.
really cool.
Love this frame. This is so. I don't know what it is. It's just
Wait,
seen side
someone
by
was
side.
saying-
What is this?
Someone
What
was
is this?
saying he was powering up the arc. If you go back to the,
I don't
scene
mean
where-
about that. I don't mean this. I mean this.
Oh, that I have no
Oh.
idea.
Wait, what exactly? This?
Yeah, this.
Oh, okay.
There's something so cool about just seeing them both come out of like
Teaming
a
up.
ring and they're like
They
working
walk out and
together.
they walk in Detroit.
Yeah, it's
They
crazy how
just,
they brought
where they are now.
crazy how they brought Mario into the movie. That's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
What the
There
hell?
he is.
Chris Pratt walks in. Hey, dude.
I'm
I'm in
thinking
this
here
movie.
about the spawning arc. No, the frame before of Shadow. Yeah,
Yeah, he's
it looks like
powering up
That's a
the
good
arc.
point.
you remember in the black hole scene? I said there was something above them.
Yeah.
The hole above them. Maybe that's where they are here. You know,
Like
Maybe-
that's where the
be
arc
that-
comes from.
It could be
Yeah.
that this is also like what's raising the arc from underwater.
Yeah, because if you go back to the arc, right, coming out from under the water, you see a red line. It could just be the lighting of it, but like
Oh, yeah.
initially when you
Oh,
see
like
it,
this one over here.
like yeah. So just let it rock. If you look closely, you see that? But
Yes.
I think
Yeah. That is a very astute observation. Holy.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
it gets like little by little. It kind of like loads into it.
he's
Yeah.
like booting it up with his energy.
Exactly.
Like see that?
'Cause-
Yeah.
It's good.
Because
that is
we have
that is a
seen-
one frame.
Yeah, we
That's
have
crazy.
seen that.
Like
We
yeah.
have seen
That's
we have
crazy.
seen like Sonic's powers do that, where and even Knuckles' power, like operating
London.
big ass machinery. With
This is in
Serenity.
London too, actually.
Yeah.
This
Yeah.
scene takes place in London as well.
Yeah, so just food for thought. I think that's what it is.
Interesting. And then we
Yeah.
have the scene. Let's go back to where we were.
Yeah.
You were gonna say something?
We just restart the conversation all over
Oh,
again.
let's go to
Go back into this frame. No, I'm just kidding.
It's a little forward. He says,
I
when
love
we're
that he has
done.
the little basketball hoop. That's really funny.
He's so epic.
There he is.
He's like the perfect
He's so
man. I don't
epic.
know.
I love how like he just kind of like quit it fighting Sonic. He's like, I'm just gonna like leave my robots here.
For now,
Like,
I didn't think it's a red herring because we know how Eggman is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, oh, I got this motherfucker now. So,
So
this
this is-
that right there, I think that's
That's
when,
Sonic Boom.
that's when they
Maybe.
clash. That's when they clash.
Yeah, like
The both of them.
like when Sonic jumps like at the end of the trailer, he goes from the motorcycle down into Sonic.
Yep.
I
They
I could
that's when they
believe it.
clash.
That's a good point. Yeah.
Right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, red and blue, purple makes sense.
Yep. And then of course it's strong enough to
No.
take out. Oh my god, hold on.
But
No.
but you mean that when Sonic and Shadow clash, the whole city like that's the Sonic Boom again, the whole city goes the whole city goes down.
It was dark.
Like-
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's possible.
'Cause it's
They're
kinda
strong
like-
enough to do that.
it's like an overcharge, kind of like in the baseball scene, you know?
Like a fucking EMP.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
they have a fucking EMP
Gent-
from when they clash.
Yeah, just
Gentlemen.
like the Sonic Boom in the first movie. Yeah.
yeah, it makes
Ah,
sense.
look at the boy.
Look
Get-
at him.
Guys,
And I think this right here is when he was trying to walk away from them.
Yeah.
But Knuckles said, "No, you're kind of a bitch. I want to fight you." He's like, "Okay." He's like, "All right."
the other way
Hold on
around.
a
I-
second.
turn your back on me, Hedgehog.
He's like, "All right."
I think it's the other way around,
I
yeah.
can't let this slide.
He's like, yo,
He's
he's,
like, I
too
can't let this
cool.
slide.
He's too cool. I need
Yeah.
to fight him.
Yeah, he's too epic.
He's too epic.
Get yourself a girl that looks at you like this. I'm just saying.
There
Okay.
he is with the
Can
motorcycle.
I just say, I just noticed it just now, and I'm so silly for not noticing earlier. He uses chaos control with the motorcycle.
Yes.
That is
Oh,
I didn't-
so
I
fucking
didn't-
sick.
I
never
didn't
noticed.
realize that either until someone mentioned it online. I'm like, oh my god, does
Oh.
he? And it's so cool.
I just realized this. That's crazy.
God.
That is really crazy. Sonic saying no cheat codes. I don't know. Like it made me like laugh. I don't know.
I don't think he was saying it here.
Oh, definitely
I don't
not.
know.
Like this, the scene is not from here. But
Oh, stop. This shit is so cool. I'm not
Okay.
immune to this shit.
that scene of like the motorcycle,
That is
like
really cool,
Sonic and the
actually.
spin dash.
Yeah.
Hold on, where is it?
That's my favorite
That's
storybook game.
That's not the same scene. Right?
Sonic
Yeah.
and the Spin Dash.
Sonic and the spin dash.
Sonic
I
and the
love that.
spin dash and the secret spin dash.
No, that is a really cool visual right there. Like
Yeah.
it's so representative of their personalities and what they are like in the
Yeah.
games. It's really good.
This frame
Yeah.
right here is why Shadow got the gun and not Sonic. Like I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Honestly.
Then we have Sonic.
So there's running
Heroes.
towards him.
This. Okay.
So that's
Oh,
all-
there he is escaping.
back,
Oh,
get
he's
back.
escaping the arc here.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. That.
Yo,
Hey,
is
Knuckles
this
behind? Knuckles behind him?
Yeah, he
look,
is.
Knuckles is
He
here,
is.
yeah. And my question is like, is this space? Is this just night sky? I don't know.
I don't think it's
Good
space.
question.
I don't think it's.
It
I
looks
don't
like
think it's
Spice
space. I
Rock.
think Tails is leaving to get help or something. I
Oh,
don't know.
definitely.
This is Tails' big moment to be a hero.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
And
this
then-
can be space. How would Tails be?
No, they
I
wouldn't
I
be able to breathe.
mean, do you not play what's it called? SA2?
Oh yeah, you're right. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
I
they
forgot.
die when they fall to space.
When they fall, but as long as they're in the stage, they can breathe.
They'll be fine.
Yeah,
And then
alright,
this
that's
is-
that's
and
a
then-
good point.
The next frame is, I think, when he meets Gerald. Like he finds him.
Definitely. Like, okay,
Ciao.
What
Oh,
is
God.
this?
Ciao.
What-
Chuck E. Cheese.
Okay, I mean,
5 minute ciao.
I love that this is how they're doing the Chow Garden, but who
Same.
is attacking them with missiles?
Thank you.
Is what I
Thank
want
you.
to know.
because
Because I wasn't thinking about that until you mentioned it earlier. Like that's a good point. Who?
That's
who
the-
are they using?
I
That's
think.
the general there, the gun
I-
general there.
Yeah,
I don't know-
think, me personally, I think, like I said earlier, Gerald has his own like
Army.
faction. Yeah, and I think this is either his drones or what. I have no idea because it makes no sense for gun soldiers to turn on him.
yeah, it could
And
because
they haven't met Eggman yet, so
Right.
No, but it could be because
And-
like he finds like at the end when like the scene where the Eggman and Gerald meet, Eggman is looking at a drone like at an egg robot or something like that. So
Yeah.
he could be like, who the fuck is doing this? And then like that's when he sees yeah.
Yeah.
The
And
tr-
also,
I think they're in Japan already. Like, cause
Yeah,
there's
yeah.
gonna be-
Tell me a place
Huh.
on Earth that would have a Chow Garden that is not Japan.
So real. So real. Five FNAF Chow crossover.
Five
But also
NASA
that's
Chow
what-
Garden.
Let's
there's a
fucking-
line of the trailer that Shadow says, "When we're done." So maybe
There won't
he's
be any
working with
left.
Geralt.
Okay,
Who's
yeah, he might actually
That's a
be
good
working
point,
with Geralt.
yeah.
Yeah.
Something
Like-
else I love about the Chow Garden is that
Yeah.
the floor is the Green Hill Zone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Really
This
cool.
guy over here, he's so dead. Just saying.
He...
He's so
Now, something I don't know is if this is Tom or if this is Commander Walters. I don't
It's
know who.
Commander.
Yeah,
No,
it
is this-
looks like
is
it's
it
the
Commander?
Walters.
I think
Based off
it's
the
Commander
cut
Walters, yeah.
and everything.
there.
Okay.
The scene where he's like, Shadow had a similar story like you. I think he's telling it in this.
Oh, it might be
Right
here.
here.
Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I'm
They
I'm
already
like certain
encountered
that is
Shadow.
here. Yo, the face expressions. I just love that so much.
Everyone is dead. No one will return.
Oh yeah, that's white hair. That's white hair. I never
Yeah.
even. Yeah.
So Sonic kind
It's
of
crazy
like
because in the first movie, I really don't understand the inconsistency. But it's okay because in the first movie when Eggman attacks a bunch of missiles through Sonic, he just stops time and then take one by one, and now he can take like 5 missiles. Like
he needed to make up for he got nerf since the other two were there.
yeah.
What do you do?
So- So there, see, he's smiling right there. He's fucking
that-
smiling, that
yeah.
guy. So here, they're still in England.
But this is like right after. Well, I mean, context wise, because he's like super wet. This is like right after he escapes
gets out,
from
yeah.
the pod.
No,
Either-
it's raining.
either
It's raining.
that,
It's raining.
because it looks like he's outside. Either that, or he's outside fighting Sonic, and he's getting hyped.
In the rain.
Because it's
Yeah.
rain.
Rain.
Look
Rain.
behind him. Look, there's like rain-ish.
Buildings, yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah,
think
no.
he's just really in the fight right now. He's like, oh shit, okay,
Mhm.
you're a
And-
real one, okay.
This is this scene right here. It's
This is in England,
no, this
Yeah.
is no. Look at the
outside the police station.
yeah. That's a police station. Look at the cop car. So that's definitely not what Sonic says in that scene.
Yeah.
Look at the lightning game coming out of his.
The detail is unreal.
It's incredible.
Also, this scene right here. So with the motorcycle, is he doing the Akira slide up a
100%.
building?
Yes.
That is this is the
he?
best movie ever.
Yeah.
Is he doing it up
Yo,
a building?
I never
That is
thought
yeah,
of that.
100%.
wild. That is
I never noticed
Like
that.
you can see the top
the
of
top. Oh my god.
Oh
right there.
yeah, like he might be doing this
Oh.
going up the Tokyo Tower.
That's fucking
Yeah.
insane because it
I
cuts
love
to
that
him
he's
already in
using-
the air with the motorcycle.
It's crazy.
I love that he's using both the motorcycle and his shoe.
His shoe
to
to, like,
break.
That is
So dope.
insane. I didn't notice
As in
that.
gravity doesn't exist, you know.
Oh my god.
That is sick.
He's just going so fast.
And then like he definitely, I think that he just goes
He
on
definitely- He
because
did the Akira slide up a building. I can't. Like that is so anime.
cinema. It's fucking cinema.
Oh,
It's so beautiful.
these are just two anime characters fighting. That's
yeah,
it
dude.
at this point.
That scene.
This framing right here, I don't know what it is.
God.
Like it's just it's one of those like
You don't,
yes,
'cause you don't really
moments,
see
you know?
Sonic like that. He's just
No, but it's just like
genuinely
it's such a
get this motherfucker.
it's such a good expression. It's such a good camera angle. It's a camera angle you don't really see the character in often,
Mhm.
and so it's just it's so cool. It's so cool.
It's really
Yeah.
well. They really. I really wish that the games had this level of animation.
I think that's what they're going for now. I
I
think that's
hope
what they're
so.
starting to do.
Because from like colors forward, I don't like it.
Yeah.
It's just it feels soulless. I don't know.
Frontiers was a like I said, like a lot of people say, a step in the right direction where just let the characters do cool shit like this and we'll be happy because then
Have soul,
Shadow
you know?
Generations comes out with a little trailer and all of a sudden Shadow has the symbiote and it's fucking
Yeah.
awesome. I don't care. I'm not immune to it. I saw Doom morph and I said, all right, I'm
That's
pre-ordering
Venom.
the game
That
now."
is sick.
That's just Venom. He has the symbiote now. It's
Shadows in the
awesome.
last place, I'm telling you.
Shadow, I'm telling you,
It's
listen.
It's so sick.
Shadow,
Just let them do cool shit like this and we'll be happy.
We are drunk. Shadow play Gucci Gang.
That scene was great, yo.
Oh, God.
Yeah, that I think this is definitely what Joao was saying earlier. That big
Yeah.
blast in Japan,
That's
The big
the
EMP.
big sonic boom.
and then
Yeah.
I love how like
Bum, bum, bum.
I love how like the logo resembles the SA2, but it doesn't straight up copy it. Like,
Right, yeah, I agree.
It's really cool.
and then
And that's Charriii5.
Charriii does his cameo right
That's
here.
me. I voice him in Spanish.
I knew it.
And it's the-
Yo, you
It
and
is-
Mario Castañeda share a voice role. I just want to put that out there.
that's
We
pretty
do.
Hell yeah.
Pretty dope.
On the saggy
Eat
flesh.
the saggy flesh.
What's there? There's some egg robot there? Oh,
Yes,
it's
at the
just
beginning.
a balloon. Yeah. Is an egg robot or it's just a balloon?
No, I think it is an egg roll. It's like kind of the
Behind
ones that appear in the
Gerald.
first movie.
Yeah, it's like the drone that appears in the first movie.
Yep.
Yeah.
Up, up.
No, behind Gerald.
Behind
Go on,
Gerald?
go ahead. No, behind Gerald, no a
Yeah.
robot. No,
I'm
alright.
going-
Go on. Hit play. It's forward.
Oh, it's
Forward?
forward.
Yeah, it's forward.
Forward. So like far ahead, like more ahead.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
here.
Yeah. There's a balloon there behind.
I believe.
I think
Yeah.
it's just. I
It's a
think it's.
balloon, right? In the
I think it's just science stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
This definitely seems to be the place where like everything went down. Because why would there be like all the destruction and rubble and shit?
And there's
Good
stuff still falling down. Like if you go
Yeah.
back and look, there's stuff still rubble still falling.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
I'm still in shock that like they brought him, that he's quote unquote alive. You know.
They have to. We'll see.
I legit.
I'm
when
gonna withhold
I-
judgment.
Yeah, I'm very. I agree.
when I first
I also will
I'll wait,
withhold
I'll
judgment.
wait and see before I judge because
Yeah.
this could be really good or just.
like
This
when
could just
Don't
be a
believe
joke.
It will be bad
Yeah.
anyway. It can be bad, man. But it will be way different from what we were expecting. Like
Exactly.
crazy.
when I first saw it, I was like, okay, he's a hologram. He has to be a hologram. Then they hug at the
Or
end. I'm
he's
like,
a hallucination.
Or he's
Or
a
he's-
yeah,
he's
that
just
was my
tripping
first
balls.
thought, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because they did that in the Knuckles show. So and this is an Eggman at a point where he's just fucking gone. Like he's
Yeah.
And then maybe by seeing how big Gerald is, that's where he fully assembles into.
Yeah.
Real
But I really
Eggman,
like
I don't
the
know.
time travel idea.
What?
Yeah.
I really like the time travel idea that Charriii mentioned it.
I don't know if I like it. I personally.
I don't know if I like it either.
Like,
It's,
I,
it's just very
like
tricky.
I
It
would
can get very
legit
tricky.
rather for him just to still be alive than time travel. I don't know
Yeah.
why.
If I had to choose the lesser of the two, I would choose that one, honestly.
Yeah.
And then Silver comes in and is like, "You've been messing with time. I can't let you do this anymore." Like,
Fucking like, and then like Silver shows
Gerald
up. at the end.
Robotnik must pay.
I'm gonna kill everyone.
There was
Oh
like
my god.
that's crazy. You know which line I kind of hope, this is really off topic, but you know which line I kind of hope that they bring from the game at the end or like at some point. It's actually my favorite line on a Sonic game is when Shadow tells Sonic, "I think I discovered what the ultimate life form is. It might be you." Like that, I don't know why, but that like gives me like goosebumps when I hear
Wasn't
it.
that like a mistranslation?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
kind of.
If it is, you'll break
Yeah,
my
it
heart
was-
right now.
It kind of was a mistranslation. I forget exactly what he says in Japanese, but it is something like, "Oh man, maybe you are right." Like it's
Maybe.
more of an acknowledgement
Yeah.
instead of like a wonder. It's the same thing with like is that what chaos control is? Like that's also a
Yeah.
mistranslation.
Yeah, because he actually says that's chaos control.
That's chaos control. Yeah.
Yeah, he actually says that.
Interesting.
I don't know, man.
God, how did they get it so wrong?
Fucking
Yeah,
idiots.
that game's translation and like audio design, it's crazy. Like
It's a mess, dude.
It's- yeah.
How does anybody like that game?
Okay.
All I know is if I hear the line "Faker," like if I hear
Yeah.
that, I'm gonna.
If I hear,
I'm
yeah,
cold on
Keanu
somebody.
Reeves.
But the thing is that, like, do you think they're gonna say, like, if they say it, it's gonna be literally like a faker, and that's it?
No.
'Cause, like a wink, like, cause
I hope not, because I feel like there are ways to do it.
Yeah, you can do
Sorta-
it more organically.
Yeah, you can do it more organically. I think that one of the things that a lot of these movies do, unfortunately, that makes it completely inorganic and just makes it it takes you out of it, is when they pause for effect, which a lot of movies
Yeah.
do because they know you're watching it in a theater at some point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Which just makes it awkward for like home releases. But
Yeah,
if
'cause it's
they
like
just
that
do it,
awkward pause
yeah,
for
if they just do like the faker, what are you talking about? Like if they just do that, then
Yeah, no, exactly.
if you don't pause at all,
Yeah.
perfect.
The thing is, like, why would they say faker? Because here we don't have that plot point of like people confusing
was
Sonic with
about-
Shadow.
Right.
Like,
That was what I was about to say. In Sonic X and in the games, there's the reason for Shadow make the
being called
terrorist
faker, you know.
or the evil,
Mhm.
Because he got
maybe
confused. He inadvertently framed Sonic.
Yeah, but in this time, Sonic is working with the Sonic team.
They're
and the
they're
government.
clear that it's not the same guy, which
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's not
I
the same guy, right?
kind of wish they would have gone for that plot point because I don't know. I just feel like it's a cool like narrative element that I thought it would have fit
I
well.
just-
I'm not
I just
mad.
don't think it makes sense though, because like that's clearly. It's so funny that like people didn't know who Terios was when he was released.
I thought
But like
it was-
that, that's a
Very deep
that's
cut.
a that's a leftover design element from when Terios was meant to be
Yeah.
an actual
the antagonist.
Like that was the design, and they had that in mind with the story. It's like, oh, he
Yeah.
actually does look like Sonic.
Right,
Like-
yeah. Here it's just like bruh.
Yeah, like
Are
he
you
could
serious?
clearly
He
isn't
could
Sonic.
be a
yeah.
solo
I look
he could be a
nothing like
silhouette
that
and be
blue
like,
rat.
that's not him.
Not just that, the fucking quills are like going up. It's kind of like
That's
how
what I
do you not,
mean, like,
But man, we were thinking as an audience, the people inside of the movie won't see Shadow like this. Mostly it will be like just the blur of him.
yeah, it
Right.
would definitely be like, yo, wait, is that something like?
Yeah,
Well,
it's just like
This is
is
Sonic
Sonic
blue,
going
this is
orange
red.
now?
Yeah. Well, and that's the thing. One of the first things I noticed when watching this trailer was that they're completely abandoning that plot point of like confusing Sonic and Shadow
Yeah, right out
because
the
there's no point where Sonic is imprisoned and he needs to be broken out of jail. Like
Yeah.
this whole plot point of them being
Gets thrown
confused
out of
for
the
each
window,
other
yeah.
they're not even bothering with it, which honestly I kind of like because
Yeah.
not to say that it was fluff in SA2. I mean, it was a huge part of that story, but here it would have felt like fluff. It would have felt
It would
like
have been
okay,
very forced. Yeah.
yeah, why are we doing this? Just get straight to like what's
Like
up with
Sonic
Shadow. and
fans,
It's a good call.
Sonic fans might be like, okay, let me just turn my brain off and like just believe that yeah, they look similar. But
Right.
other non-Sonic fans would be
They-
like, they clearly are not the same person. Like, what do you mean?
They
Right.
could have banter where it's like because they have similar powers, like Sonic makes an offhand remark. It's like you're nothing like me, like or something
Yeah.
like that, or like you're just a fake or whatever, and then
Yeah.
they could play off of that.
Poser.
You're not even good enough to be my fake. And they
Yeah,
that's
honestly,
fighting.
They
I
could.
I feel like that line works more than like either one of them calling each other faker. Just like
Yeah.
out the gate, like you're not even good enough to
Yeah.
That's
That's
gonna
great.
That's
I
gonna
think
be the
they
F-bomb.
would do that line, and then that would be it.
Speaking this has nothing to do with the movie, but it was just something that I saw someone say when I like it was either in a reply to something I said or to someone else that
Yeah.
for Shadow Generations when he's fighting Metal Overlord. And I
Which is fucking sick, by the way.
it is amazing, but and I know that it's not going to be in there, but I really wish it was. Like, what if when you beat him, like Shadow's ending line is like, "You're not even good enough to be his fake," like something like that. Like that would be.
That would be kind of sick.
Cut
It's
to
like
the
a
table right
super
there.
deep prize, like, damn, you're not even that good to be his.
He says that, and then all
Yeah.
Sonic fans is, God damn it, you're so cool.
Yeah. Oh god. I love you.
The other day, this is gonna sound like really stupid and really cringy. Even like the other day, I was playing Sonic Frontiers, and I don't know if you guys have played Final Horizon yet, but I was replaying it.
Yeah.
And when you finish doing the side stuff with Tails, Amy, and Knuckles, that Sonic kind of goes like, okay, let's fucking do it. Like, I don't know why, but I said like, holy shit, I love this Hedgehog so much. Like, I don't know why. Like,
Yeah,
it was
dude.
just me being a
Well,
fan.
the way the story was told, at least in that sense, it felt really bleak. Like they had to get if they didn't win
Yeah.
right then and there, it was a wrap, and they really, really drove that home, and I like that.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, Final
It-
Horizon, Final Frontiers, and especially Final Horizon are like a completely. We could have another stream, like we
Yeah.
just talk about that game story. I really, it's
Like-
so simple, but I love it so much.
So
Like
simple yet-
Jesus Christ, that's all I wanted from the original game was make. Obviously, the end is a threat, but bring make it fucking
Yeah.
believable. Because there's one scene that oh my god, I can't believe they did this. When he gets knocked out of supersonic form, and in real
Oh,
time,
dude, I
the ring,
love that.
in real time, the rings are coming out of him, and he snaps back into it. I was like, oh my god, stop!
Mhm.
And the music tempo
Oh,
kicks
yeah.
up. I was like, you have to win, otherwise you're all dead. Like it's so sick.
It's really like it's something that one time I remember I was talking to Charriii and like other people, and I was saying that something that I hated from the new Sonic games is that they don't feel like a threat going to them. Like
Yeah.
like it feels like Sonic 1. Sonic is gonna go save some
Yeah.
animals. That's it.
Right.
So Adventure 1, Adventure 2, even a little bit of Heroes feel like holy shit. There's this big thing that if we don't do something about it, that's
Yeah.
it. Like we're
Right.
fucked. Like
You
even
can have your campy Sonic game and it still be good. But if you're gonna touch on serious stuff, go full
Go full on.
first into
Yeah.
it. Because like
Well-
Sonic Adventure 1, there's a genocide, and then
Yeah.
Station Square, everyone in Station Square dies and drowns. Like, holy shit. We gotta fight God. Iblis comes out.
Wow.
He destroyed existence. You have to fight him in the past, present, and future. Are you
And that's-
fucking kidding me?
And that's the thing. Like when color. This is a completely separate topic.
Sorry.
But like,
colors.
no, I know. It's just it's so fun to talk about. When it
Let's
came
start
to
our podcast,
colors,
y'all. No, I'm
because
just kidding.
because colors was so opposite from the last game. Because like the last main series game was Unleashed, where it's
Unleashed,
like here's the next big
You had to
big
fight
ass
to fight it,
monster of the
essentially.
day, right? And it's just like, okay, I feel like at that point there was kind of dark era burnout, where it's just like, okay, how can we keep especially after Solaris, how can we keep scaling
Solaris was like
monsters? And so like going back to like that camp, like, hey, it's just Sonic and Tails against Eggman, where they have to save little creatures, and he wants to make a theme park. It kind of felt nice, right? Then you have
felt like a
Lost World, where it's just,
breather, yeah.
right, like Lost World was just like, oh, okay. I mean, we already kind of had our like, this isn't very serious game. I don't know why
Yeah.
we're doing it again. And then like, Gens was great. Gens was like its own thing. And then
Yeah.
Forces was like, okay, I get that you're trying to
Forces
make it like
coulda
serious.
done it.
The problem,
Forces
yeah.
had the template there,
hell yeah.
and
You could have
said,
done it, but it
let's
just feels
not do it.
The problem
yeah,
with
it
Forces,
feels like nothing.
I feel the
Yeah,
problem
it's
with
just
Forces is that
nothing.
like they give you the stakes and right after they just take them away. Like I love how like they were like Sonic might be dead. Holy shit. And then like 5 minutes later, Knuckles is like, guys, I found out he's alive.
Yeah,
and it's
he's
like,
alive.
Well, just that,
Okay,
like he
who
was
cares?
captured and tortured.
And
or
you're like,
whatever.
okay,
He's
we
like,
might
hey,
see a
what's up?
He's
broken.
fine.
Like I'm good.
And Sonic's
No,
just
dude,
like
what?
going to the gym like on a treadmill, like
Hey, can you take these off, please?
Yeah.
please and thank you. Which by the way, Zavok, I hate
Yeah.
him, but like that was the only good boss fight in that
Yeah.
game. Oh, now that
I feel like they could have done something. That's what annoys me about Lost World. They could have done
you
something
mean
with them,
Forces?
but they're just
Lost World. Sorry.
in both Lost World and Forces. I feel like they could have done something with Zavok, and it's just like, and even with the Deadly Six, but it's, I don't know. They just feel like Mario characters. And then by the time
They do.
Forces comes
They
around,
do.
or no, not Forces, Team Sonic Racing, it's just like, why are you here?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why are
Who
you
invited
still
you,
here?
dude?
I personally don't like him.
Um,
Like I somebody actually
he's-
said like I saw
He's a Mario villain. He's a Mario.
Yeah,
does
he's a
it.
Mario
He
villain.
is.
somebody said like it got the after credit for Sonic 3 got leaked and then they showed like a picture of like a realistic Zavok
Zavok,
and I just retweeted
stupid.
and said I fucking refuse. I know not happening.
Yeah. No. Nice try, buddy. You're not gonna hype me up with Zavok for the fourth movie. Get the fuck out of here.
I really hope that
And I think that's what. Damn it! This is not what this live stream is about. But like,
sorry.
with Frontiers, I think that the cool thing about it is how scaled back it is compared to the other games, where it's just like this. In a sense, it also doesn't feel like a world-ending thing, the whole journey. But then you're like, oh, this could be though. Like if whatever happens, this could like be a world-ending
Because
thing. So
you see glimpses of it through the ancients, and you're like,
Yeah.
oh shit, like that's
Yeah.
coming here.
Like he
Aw,
destroyed
shit.
their world, now he's coming to us, you know, like
and they're gone, like they're dead, like they're
what do
dead.
we do? Yeah.
Like, and there are missions where you help them pass on. That is fucking insane.
That's pretty. I mean, I don't want to say it's deep, but it's just like it is
like,
poignant. I think
it's
to an
deeper than
extent.
colors and you but
Right.
yeah. But it's not as deep.
And the thing is, right? What I like too about its writing is that like there is a place to be self-referential, but they do, and I mean, it's not perfect. I think it's far from perfect, but like it definitely knows when to tone it down here and there, where it's just like, what's my end goal? Sometimes it's a giant ring, sometimes it's a goalpost. It's like, no. What are you trying to do? And it's just like, okay, now we're actually going to get into the psyche of the character. I like to say that Frontiers, you know, internally they developed it to be the next Adventure 1, so that like the next decade or whatever is based off of Frontiers. But I feel like it's that thematically as well. Like if there's so many parallels between the two that I don't think people talk about enough, which I think are just really, really cool and that make me excited for the future of the series. And to tie it back, I think that they're kind of doing something similar with the movie. Yeah. Where like they're reinterpreting what the base material, the source material is, to make something more cohesive and more not serious, but more like, okay, this isn't as campy, goofy as Adventure 2 is. It's a bit more grounded with the universe we've created.
For the lack of a better word, serious, like more serious.
Well.
Huh?
Yeah.
It's crazy. It's like, I feel like
all I'm saying is at the end of the movie, Block Arms are gonna come out. I Am All of Me is gonna start playing like a weird twist of fate, and he's gonna go Super Shadow. It's gonna be fucking sick.
Have you seen the Japanese song like the da 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 da? Can you see all of me? It's so fucking cool.
Oh my god, that fucking meme, yeah.
I love it, and they hear the boom 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 in the background. Is so fun.
All I'm saying is, if that happens, like it goes from Live and Learn to I Am All of Me. Okay, you got me.
Maybe
right.
That would be pretty cool.
They might. I think that like maybe they will straight up like tease Sonic 4, or they would like tease the Shadow show, as you mentioned, that has been confirmed.
I'm telling you right now, if I see that fucking silver hedgehog pop in the frame. Oh my god, I'm screaming "It's no use" at the top of my lungs until I can't breathe anymore.
I think it's too soon. I don't know why, but I think it's too soon for Silver.
I thought it was too soon for Shadow. And he showed up. I was like, oh.
Right. And that's why like I see both sides of the argument, because I feel the same way. I'm like, Silver feels too soon, but like Shadow also like coming at the end of Sonic 2 and 3. Like
I did thought that Metal Sonic was gonna be before Shadow.
Yeah.
Well, here's the thing. My justification for why Metal Sonic makes sense for a sequel to this movie has more to do with the elements that make up Sonic CD being more fantastical. And that kind of goes back to what we were saying, where like, what if they do go back to their own world? What if they do go back to like a place that's fully, Green Hill Zone and all this fantasy stuff? I feel like it would fit a Sonic CD story better, because it's just like, okay, if we really think about it, and they could do it, because I mean, we have to see how Shadow gets here, but how would Amy get to Earth, right? Like, what is Amy's reason for being on Earth?
Exactly, because now you have to introduce, like, okay, are they all just gonna come through portals now?
Yeah.
What the fuck? Like,
well, yeah, because I mean, Shadow. What was that?
Go ahead.
No, I was saying it's like Shadow got created by humans, but you do see Knuckles and Tails coming through a portal. So yeah, it does begs the question: how would Amy or Rouge or any of these other people like come? Yeah, no, you're right. Go ahead. Sorry.
And that's the problem of keeping the franchise on Earth, because every new character, like, it needs to come from a portal or something. Like if you get Amy, Rouge, if you get the SPO, Vector, all these other
like
characters,
what the fuck?
Bring me the chaotics.
Everyone will be coming from a portal. Like it's weird. So my guess is in the end of the movie they got they'll travel back to their
world.
It would be the right call. It would be the right call.
I wouldn't be against that. Yeah, I agree.
Because what else is there to? What other stories are there to tell on Earth? I think Shadow is like.
It's the only.
Yeah, I think Shadow is like the quote unquote end game of, I guess, the Earth storyline. Like we're done. Like you woke him up. There's nothing else needed. Like
you could argue maybe 06 would be like endgame, but I feel like that's too big of a gap. Like
it's too soon.
Honestly, it would be kind of cool, and I don't want the series to go on forever. Like,
no, of course.
I think that at some point, like the movies do need to stop.
Can I be honest?
Listen, just do Silver, and then at the end of this movie, it hard cuts to him traveling through time. He's like, I finally found him. The Iblis trigger.
That would make the theater lose everybody. Like, that'd be crazy.
What does this mean? Honestly, and that's the thing. It could work, and I honestly could even see how they could tell a dual. Well, I mean, I feel like at that point people would complain like, "Where's Blaze?" Right? But like, I feel like if you did introduce Silver and did like an '06 story, let's say, I think it would be a good time to introduce Amy. I think that
Yeah.
you could definitely do an Amy story where she maybe takes the place of Elise or something, right? Like
Mhm.
you could definitely keep
like
her in
that.
the limelight, have Silver do his thing. If not Solaris, maybe a Metal Sonic as the final big bad. I don't know. It could work. I could see it
It
working.
could, yeah. like-
Solaris as like the final movie big bad, like to like end off the movies. Would
I
be
agree with
kinda
Gio.
sick.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
that, like for it to be like the big Thanos of.
And it's like, and
sorry
you,
that I
you could
go back
technically do like a hard reset if you
Yeah.
really want
Yeah.
to, because that's what he
to. It
does.
literally ends with like
Effectively.
blowing the flames of disaster. I mean, they did because in the
Flames of disaster.
Say what now? Because even in the Knuckles show, like they show in that the little musical scene, like
Iblis is there.
like it looks
Yeah.
like Iblis, like
Yeah, it's like he's mentioned.
Yeah,
It's not like,
yeah,
okay,
right,
they're
and
aware,
the
and they just
part-
drop the flames of disaster. Nah, dude.
And that's kind of what makes me think that if they do 06, they wouldn't adapt it in exactly the same way because Iblis is the flames of disasters. So,
Yeah.
but in the Knuckles show, that's like a separate monster, and like the flames are an ability. So it's just like,
again
What-
when they said the
how would they adapt it?
I kind of didn't like that they made it the flames of disaster like something Knuckles related because I was like, doesn't this like prive us from a 06 adaptation or like some sort of not adaptation but like source material brought
I
out
mean,
into
the
the
other-
They
movie?
could probably work
the
around it.
other
They could
good
probably work
part-
around it.
The other good part of getting the characters back to the alien planet or some stuff is that you can get you almost get rid of the human characters. And the good part of it is that everyone in the movie will be CGI, so we can get the franchise to go forever. Like there's no problem of the actors aging
I
or
see what you're
something
saying.
like this. You
Yeah.
know, if
Only
they,
voice
if
acting would
they
be the only
wanna-
worry.
Exactly.
Get
If
real
the
voice
actor don't want to work with Sonic anymore, you don't need to like kill Sonic. You can just pass the torch, to another voice actor. So that's the way to go. And man, I really think this franchise can go forever. Like man, there's a lot of content of the
It
games.
it will, unfortunately, for better or for worse, it will go on for a while just because of the money.
Right, right.
Like it's all
That's
about
what I'm
money at the end of the
talking
day. Like
Yeah.
let's keep it a stack for a second.
Man, it
This
makes so
movie
much
is
money.
gonna fucking do so well.
Oh hell
It's
yeah!
gonna do numbers.
Like we're probably gonna have 3 more movies, 5 more shows. Like
My one concern with that is that like,
Shows.
when do you stop?
Yeah,
because
I
like
agree.
you can't possibly go on forever. Like
you should.
I do and you shouldn't, because like at some point, not only because of the burnout, but because it's just like, I would rather have 3 decent movies that I really enjoy than just be like, man,
oversaturated.
you
But then-
have 6 movies and 5 shows that all suck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
just
I
because you
agree.
wanted money.
Yeah, just
thing
because
Like
you
at that
wanted
point,
money.
it just becomes a
Yeah.
product, and
It-
eventually.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this problem of saturation. You can just all right, let's do Sonic 4, 5, 6, 7. That's the
Yeah.
problem. But we're still in the very beginning of this universe, at the point that the only spin-off that we had is Knuckles Show. If you think about Sonic franchise, we could have a lot more of spin-off. Not every major villain needs to be adapted in a Sonic movie. We could have we will have the Shadow spin-off there, so we can have another Knuckles spin-off. This time focus it on Knuckles itself. So that's what I think. It can go forever. Like man, there's a lot of stories to tell. You could, instead of present Rouge in this movie or another Sonic movie, you can present her in Knuckles 2 or something like this, and work these characters as Marvel work with their characters. Like
like
separate the
really
roles,
flesh them out.
Mm-hmm.
there's Team Chaotix, that's Team Dark, Team Hero, all this stuff.
I feel like
Man,
I feel
that's a lot of stuff.
they could really make like a comedy or like some sort of like comedy shorts with like Team Chaotix. Like I feel they have.
Yeah, I think a short format would be good for them.
Yeah,
I
Yeah.
think that I think that it could work. I think
Something
that
like Guardians of the Galaxy, like.
right, yeah, and I think it could work. My one concern, my concern is twofold. One, I'm afraid that like some of the characters don't have enough a presence for Paramount to justify doing it. Like if they were to
Yeah.
make a
Not
chaotic
yet.
movie or whatever in the same vein as like Guardians of the Galaxy, you know, the only reason Guardians works is because people know Marvel at this point, right?
Yeah, Marvel was
when it
already
came-
a household name.
Yeah,
And
so
it
like they're
was
like,
a-
oh,
it's a good
another
movie.
Marvel movie, because by that point, from what I understand, Guardians were like D tier heroes.
Yeah, like
nobody knew who they were.
D-list heroes. Yeah.
Nowadays, everybody knows who they are. So like, I feel like my concern is that it's in the like the Sonic movies and Paramount. For us as fans, it's huge, right? But for a general audience, they may not
Yes.
know who that is, and so they're
Yeah,
like,
it's
why would I
huge
watch?
Maybe,
But man, after this Sonic 3, it will blow up way more. Like everybody will see this movie. Like even not Sonic fans, you know.
I
In my
do,
opinion.
yeah. I agree with Felipe. Where in the sense, like, I know people that YouTubers, big name YouTubers, dude, don't even cover Sonic. Saw the
Exactly.
trailer and were like, "Yo, this shit right here."
I have
like this is
friends-
kind of sick.
This is the Infinity War moment of the Sonic
oh hell
franchise.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
Yeah.
after Infinity War, they got a lot of people from who never watched hero movies. You know.
To watch
Yeah.
the franchise. The thing
Exactly.
with it is kind of like, because for example, when you have Marvel and they make a Guardians of the Galaxy movie, non-comic readers would be like, okay, I'm a Marvel fan. If I want to stay like that, I should stay quiet. I should know who they are. Even though even hardcore Marvel fans, like comic readers, don't really know who they were. With Sonic, it's kind of like, why should I know who Team Chaotix is? Like, I feel that how mainstream the medium is also like gives
Yeah.
weight into how effective that could be. But
But the thing is, yeah. Go ahead.
no, yeah, like that's like the really the long short of it. And I do agree that this kind of like blew it out of proportion. A lot of people, like, I'm gonna be honest, before Sonic 1, Sonic wasn't as famous as it is right now. Like, I feel
No,
that
it
like
wasn't.
after
It's
the
It was
crazy to
actually
say that.
it was actually at risk. Like it was
Yeah.
kind of scary.
like
If that movie didn't do well, I think Sonic we wouldn't be where we are today. With
if it
Sonic.
wasn't because of Sonic 1, Frontiers and Prime, Sonic would not like, you see
I'd
kids
argue
getting
I'd
like backpacks
argue
and shit.
Sonic
The
1.
thing,
I'd argue Sonic if Sonic 1 failed, then that was it. I
Mhm.
really do think so.
I agree.
the thing about a movie or spin-off about I don't believe a movie of Team Chaotix is a good stuff, but a spin-off about him, it's good because first you don't need big budgets to do a series like this. You know, of course there needs to have a big budget, but not like Marvel or DC. You
Not
know,
like a shadow
It-
spin-off, you know what I
I
mean?
think
Exactly.
the show
And
could
the
be
other
better.
thing is it gets to the kids, you know, like
Yeah.
it's something that reach the kids all over the world, and this kids will keep growing, keep getting more
Yeah.
more fan of the franchise. Man, it's a pile
And
of gold.
It's so interesting too, because like all four of us, like we know Sonic, we've been fans for years since we were kids, and so to hear like whenever you Google something, right? If you Google any property that has a movie on it,
Yeah.
first result is going to be the movie,
Yeah.
which
Exactly.
is so
Oh, yeah.
which is so bizarre because it's just like that's not how it started. Like if you look up Sonic, if you look up Mario, if you look up even I'm sure Minecraft right now, like the first
Yeah.
result is the movie because that is movies are still like the most digestible form
Yeah.
of media.
The most
It's a
mainstream
really
media.
good like gateway to a
That's how you get people
a
into.
property.
Right.
Yeah, to go way to
And
get
so-
pull them in.
For me, it's just like I hear you guys say, I'm like that there's no
Yeah.
way, but I'm like no, that kind of makes sense though because
Now,
like
yeah.
you know my mom and like well I mean they they were the ones that got me into it, but like I don't know my aunts and uncles, right? Like they're not gonna play the Sonic games, but they might watch the movie with like my little cousins or something, and so it's just like that is their gateway to what this is, and so from that standpoint, I do understand and agree as weird as it is.
I think they would benefit if we're gonna talk about the chaotics. They benefit like on a short, like short episodic format, like 5-minute shorts or whatever,
I'll say like,
or like
yeah.
10-minute shorts. Not like a full committed series, but like a hey, what are the chaotics up to? You know,
Right.
like
in the
It's like
meantime,
what
and
they
it's very
did with-
digestible.
what they did in the Knuckles series, what I was talking about, we are not the target audience. They could
Yeah.
do with the chaotics, because no one's expecting a whole serious stuff from the chaotics.
Yeah.
You can just go full
Realistically, yeah.
comedic, full
Yeah, comedic.
goofy. And,
Give
man,
me an
comedy.
endgame story with Big the Cat. Like that's what I want to see, like type of thing.
If I see Big the Cat in live action, that's just
Nick the cat, dude, it would be crazy, man.
I
It
think
would
that
be
he's gonna
crazy.
be brought into
everyone is here.
I think he'll be
Big the
brought into
Cat.
the live action world like in a like how do you call this? Like a cameo
I mean,
form.
Probably. I
yeah,
think so.
probably. We with all this talk about like what the end game could be for the Sonic movies, I'm surprised that none of us have really talked about Adventure 1 like as a possibility.
I
for
mentioned it
Chaos.
actually.
Oh, you did? Okay.
I did
That would be
because
kinda
Gio said like
sick,
which other
yeah.
villain, and I was like Chaos Adventure 1. Like
Yeah, yeah.
No,
It's a
we
toss up.
need-
Okay, so Chaos they have to touch up on, and it brings Knuckles back into the forefront with his
Right.
people,
Yeah.
right?
Man,
And then you have another end game potential villain in Iblis, where
Right.
it's like now we have all these established characters, all the lore. Now we bring it all together,
Yeah.
and now
And
we
what-
fight past, present, and future. Done.
and
It's
what
so sick.
it would be insane is because Shadow is not a part of the Sonic team, So
Not
I
yet.
don't see
Not yet.
I don't see Shadow
He's too
coming
cool.
together with Knuckles and Tails like this,
Right.
Like
Not yet. It's too early.
yes, so after the movie, so in Sonic 4 or 5, I believe Shadow will follow his own path. And
Absolutely.
that's
Yeah.
where,
And he should. He should.
and
Yeah.
that's where we get different paths, like we get in the Marvel universe,
Marvel
like
universe,
there's the Avengers,
this is where we get Rouge,
Guardians of the
Omega.
Galaxy.
You mean?
Exactly, and then after we establish Team Dark, Team Two, a lot of teams, we can bring it all together to an end game fight, something like this.
Yeah.
It will be really crazy to see it in the big screen, like every team teaming up to fight a villain. They made it. I don't know if it's forces. No, what's the Forces 2, there's a huge
Forces overclock.
villain army.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
on 6, I guess.
Wait,
I don't know, I
what?
don't know.
In like in Forces?
It is in Forces. Yeah. Where like
Yeah.
at the
Right?
end they're fighting all the copies.
Like the clones, yeah, of the.
Exactly, yeah,
yeah.
Something
We
like
haven't- yeah.
this done right in the big screen, like a
We haven't-
huge army of villains. Man, it would be crazy.
I was gonna say we haven't mentioned Infinite, and Infinite has the guns to be a big
Great
boss. Like, what if they actually do it justice in the cinematic universe? Like,
Dude, if they do Infinite right in the movies and not in the game,
That would be
I
kinda
can see
funny.
it though.
that
Like,
would be very funny.
He would be
Infinite-
a great villain if done right in the movies.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
I think he would be a great villain if done right anywhere.
yeah, no,
Yeah.
he actually would be like
Again,
pretty
you
good.
have
the Phantom Ruby
again-
it's a really powerful instrument. Like
Mhm.
yeah.
Yeah.
you can make crazy stories with reality distortion, clones, all the stuff in the big screen with it. And in the games, of course, but especially talking about live action. Crazy.
Like seeing the freaking trailer and seeing fucking Shadow, Metal Sonic, Chaos, and then of course Zavok, whatever. Like,
That was nice.
and then
Yeah.
you like, I remember seeing that and being like, "Yo, this game is gonna be the real fucking deal." And then I played it and I was like, "This game played with my heart, bro. Like more than my ex."
This game is
Jesus.
stinky.
Yeah,
This
when
game's
you play it's
stinky
really
poo-poo.
different.
But yeah,
This game is fucking cringe. No, I think Infinite, if done right, because you have the template there. Again, with Forces, you have everything laid out. You have the blueprint laid out for a fucking solid ass like narrative, and then you fumble with it. Same with
Yeah.
him. His kid is fucking insane. Like
Yeah.
you could just little tweaks here and there, and I mean you have some real gold on your hands. Also, like, ugh. I'm just very like fanboy right now. Iblis, if Iblis is the final movie villain, I'm gonna fucking lose it. You do Chaos first, obviously, right?
I don't think you can like really surpass,
Yeah, Iblis
the
has to be
level of
like,
yeah,
like
the concept of time and space.
yeah.
and this is a like a point in the story where even Shadow is like fully realized. He's fully accepted. Like, okay, if they want to fucking come after me, fine.
Cool. I'll fight.
I'll still
I'm
fight, but I'm gonna fight the good fight.
that
until then.
line. It's crazy. If the world
And
chooses
then- and
to
just-
be my enemy, like
He has so many good lines in that game.
And just narratively, like you have Sonic representing the present, Shadow representing the past, Silver the future. Stop! Like it's too good. It's too good.
Somebody said in the chat like, "What about Mephiles?" I was like, I think they will come in pack if you bring.
Yeah,
Well,
That's
Mephiles
kind
is
of implied.
involved with Nicholas and Solaris, right? They're
Yeah,
both they'll both become one entity.
You know,
I feel like
What
that's
about-
implied. Yeah.
What about the werewolf in the big screen?
Mm,
I don't think that's happening. Like,
I don't know.
I'm
It'll
gonna
just be like a Halloween special or something. I don't
that'd
know.
be sick.
Yeah.
That'd be
Yeah, okay,
sick.
Halloween
I
special.
kind of see it as like those little cameos that adaptations love to do, where it's just like, hey, it's me, Sonic, but I'm like purple and dressed as a werewolf, but like it's not actually the werehog.
Maybe like a
Yeah.
Halloween
Like-
special.
Oh, it's like a
and that's
Halloween
Sonic's
costume,
Yeah, like a
Yeah.
Halloween costume. It's just like a cute little reference like that. I'm cool with stuff like
I
that.
would be
That
cool
would
with
be
that.
cute. That would be cute.
Yeah.
That'd be so inoffensive, like, and I would be like, oh
Yeah.
yeah, I know that thing. Yeah,
Yeah.
I reckon I understood that reference.
Do you
Yeah, I
think
understand.
now that we're talking about Unleashed, like Dark Gaia at all? Like,
I don't know. I think,
because he's pretty
I
big.
think
Stuff.
logistically it's too
course.
weird.
yeah, I think Iblis is like the perfect amount of Avengers, and if this is what they're
Yeah.
trying to
Yeah.
do, that should be like the final thing.
Actually,
Yeah.
quick parentheses. I have a really funny anecdote. I was playing Sonic Unleashed back when I first finished it, and my brother like came into my room and was like, "Oh shit, a new Resident Evil came out." That final like scene with like him
Yeah.
transforming, and I was like, "Oh, this is
Oh my
Sonic." And he's
God.
like, "What the fuck?" It
I
was
said
really funny.
RE7 already.
But no, like honestly, I think that like they would do Chaos before Iblis and
They have
Mephiles.
to.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
because
Because
I
you
don't
need
think
you need to tie Knuckles' story up too.
because
bringing
Chaos
it back
is
to, like-
huge, but he's not like endgame material. I would say like he's up there, but
no, Iblis is super endgame material. Yo.
06, if it wasn't for the glitches, that would have been a fucking amazing game.
Well,
Like,
that just play
well.
Project 06,
Sorry.
and you have the best version of the game.
that's the thing. I have a Mac. God darn it. Anyway,
Damn, tried to.
yeah, no, that legit tried it. That's the only reason why I want to like get a PC just to play Project 06. Like, in all honesty, like yes, the
Yeah.
writing has its flops, its weird stuff. Then there's
But
the
it also
Yeah, you
has
can
its
say
fucking
that.
strengths. Like, oh my god, like Sonic got shot at the end. That's awesome. I
That's
love
it. When
that.
I saw Sonic died as a kid, I was like, I was 7 when that shit came out. Like,
And it wasn't like, oh, he's just unconscious. No, that motherfucker is dead.
He's
Look,
dead.
He died. He got shot. It was
What were you
awesome.
gonna
I
I
can
loved
still
it.
feel his presence in
No,
the
that mo-
wind.
That motherfucker is dead.
it's like, wish he was here with us. Like,
no, rip
That's the
Bozo.
Because you're right, it definitely does have its strengths, but man, it just has so many weaknesses. Like
it does.
I know that people have their soft spot for it, and it has its defenders, but I will die on the hill that like you can like the game, that's fine,
Yeah.
but don't you ever tell me that it is a good game.
No,
or
it's
that
not.
It could
It
have
sucks.
been a good
No,
game.
it's horrible. But it introduced Silver, so immediately
That's
like
true.
it's a 10 out of 10, right? Narratively.
I love
Also,
how, like-
people forget like how strong that character is.
Silver?
Silver is
Silver?
really strong.
I know that
yeah.
his boss battle was a pain in the ass for me, dude.
Well, not just that, but like even in the story, like Sonic couldn't do shit to him. Like even Shadow had trouble for a minute. Like he's like, "What the fuck are you?"
Like Amy had to pull a. Stop it! Don't kill him. Yeah,
It's like, get out of the way, Amy. I'm gonna fucking strangle you if you get out of my way. No, I love Silver, man, and just he represents something really cool in the franchise. Like, damn, this is what it could have been.
yeah.
Holy shit.
I think it's really
This
really
is what the future could be.
I think it's really cool how like people hated Silver, and now that everyone just like that's just this huge like rise of like people like loving him, which I'm glad because I liked him when he
Yeah.
first appeared. But
Yeah.
yeah, I actually thought he was when I first saw a picture of him, I thought he was like a new Shadow super form or something like that.
Yeah.
Then I was like, oh
Hell
wait.
yeah.
My first exposure to
The
him was
mid-2000s.
in Rivals, like Sonic Rivals 1 and 2.
Oh damn. Sorry.
Tragic.
I
yeah,
actually like
sorry.
Rivals. I enjoyed it.
The Rivals is okay. Rivals and Rivals 2.
It's a
It
fun
is.
portable game. Like that's it. But then like yeah,
Oh man.
tragic.
So Shadow the Hedgehog 3 official trailer. I'm hyped.
Yes.
Really hyped. Honestly, I'm really thinking.
I can't wait for that. Can't wait for the movie.
I'm actually gonna go watch it in 4DX. There's one.
I have
near
to.
my
I have
house.
to. Yeah, I have to do it.
Shadow Gens and Sonic 3 are like
Yes.
it's crazy. It's crazy how exciting end of the year is for Sonic. Like it's so weird to say that because before it was just like oh, there's a new game like it was the Sonic cycle. Like, a new game's coming out. You play, it's like, ah, man, we'll get them next time. And then like it just keeps going. And like since Frontiers, it's like, oh, that was
like-
fun actually. Oh, there's DLC for this one. Oh, a Gens remaster with additional shadow.
With
What?
Venom and Shadow.
and even like for those who played it, Dream Team was good too. Like
Dream
it
Team
wasn't
was
Yeah.
fun. I enjoyed that game a
amazing or
lot.
anything, but like it was really
was-
fun.
It's very innovative. I like it took a risk. Like it did something different. It's very fresh. I
Yeah.
think fresh is a good word
I was
that
gonna
I
say
like to use.
something that I wanted to bring up, and probably last thing, because like we've been live for
Yeah.
almost 3 hours.
shit.
Which thank you so much for sticking, everybody. Thank you so much for you guys to be here as well.
Absolutely.
Everyone subscribe right now.
Appreciate it. Yeah, go subscribe to this amazing people. Their channels
No.
they should be like down in the description. I put it-
Everyone unsubscribe to me right now.
No.
Unsubscribe.
Unsubscribe and then resubscribe.
Yeah,
Yeah,
resubscribe.
thank
Like,
you.
maybe go like,
Unsubscribe to Random Goon. Unsubscribe.
And then resubscribe.
Maybe we'll see.
go watch Project Shadow once again in English and then in Spanish.
Yeah, go. You say something, Diego, and I got something to say just
Yeah,
to
yeah.
close out as well.
What I was gonna say is that like
Me too.
something that I was saying is that like we get Frontiers, new gameplay for Sonic, and then in the DLC we get new gameplay for Knuckles, Amy, and Tails. Now with the Shadow gens, we're getting like new gameplay style for Shadow, like new gen. Do you guys think that we're gonna get eventually like an adventures-like game, like where we get multiple playable characters within the
I
same?
Uh,
hope so.
I
really
don't
hope.
know. I don't know.
I really hope so, because
I would like to have.
I think they're feeling things out right now. I think they're throwing
Yeah.
feelers out there with, especially with Shadow Generations, where it's like, how? Okay, let's do like a Bowser's Fury kind of thing, right? Where we'll have the game remastered that you know and love, but we're also gonna throw something else in here too.
Yeah.
And if this does well, then maybe, yeah.
I
Yeah,
really hope so.
It'll open the
100%.
doors for a lot of new characters to like share the spotlight with Sonic in this
Well-
new engine, which is
Well,
dope.
and even the Final Horizon was a lot like that too, where it's just like,
Yeah.
hey, here's the same gameplay style you know with Sonic, but with Amy, Tails, and Knuckles.
Mhm.
And like their story-wise, they're kind of setting that up with them too. Where it's just like they're all going on their own journey, and like when
Yeah.
they meet again, what's that gonna look like?
Yeah,
Exactly.
which is dope. I like that a lot.
That next
Yeah.
Sonic generation, not generation, sorry, but like that next generation of Sonic, like
Sonic.
games, which I'm gonna be honest, I'm not gonna like stand out here and like say Sonic Adventure 3. I'm gonna give up on that, but like I really think that like a new game with like all these mechanics, different mechanics per character, it's past due, and I think that like they're definitely pointing at it, or definitely bringing out the weapons to do that.
Yeah.
They're like I said, they're feeling things out, and if public reception is like positive, then they're gonna really like go full
Yeah.
throttle with it. Sega, all I'm saying is, Chow mobile game. It'll make you $1 million to fund the next Sonic game and forever. Like you're good. Just do it. Just do it,
Chow
please.
Garden
I
would
need
be
that.
crazy, yo.
I would like to have. I don't
I
know how they can do it. There's multiple ways, but I would really love Sonic multiplayer game.
Sonic
Like,
what?
A Sonic multiplayer game, a multiplayer.
Oh,
Oh,
multiplayer.
multiplayer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sonic
Yeah,
mobile.
something
Let's
like
go.
I don't know, something like a fighter game or something like
It would be
a
cool if
battle
they
royale
had like
fighter.
a Marvel vs. Capcom like thing.
Oh, obviously like a
Yeah.
fighting game.
Someone's making fan one. I think.
Oh, yeah, a while
someone's
ago,
voicing
yeah.
Ajax.
Sonic Battle R, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
But what I was gonna say was, listen, I know that Shadow Generations and this movie have been in production for a while, but I'm just gonna give Filipe the credit that he deserves. I think he started the trend for the Year of Shadow.
Hell yeah.
He takes full credit for that. Ever
Yeah.
since Project Shadow dropped, we've had all this
That's a good
shit.
point.
I'm
That's a
just
good point.
saying he was a visionary. He was a visionary.
There's
mean,
no way higher ups haven't seen it or know about it. So
Well,
Oh, definitely.
Felipe didn't
talking about this.
Pat Casey?
What?
Yeah.
No?
he retweeted a thing where he's like,
Yeah,
"This
yeah,
is really
Pat,
cool."
Pat Casey saw it. And they were this was before the recordings of Sonic 3 because Sonic 3 was recorded this year, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So and Pat Casey saw it
Let's say wrapped
before
up.
the record.
Fucking
Yeah, yeah.
insane.
That is crazy.
So maybe this inspired that scene in the.
Could be.
But what I was about to say, this Saturday we got a new teaser for Sonic
Ooh.
Kids Chat.
What?
Hell yeah.
Heck
Saturday.
yeah.
Shopping boys.
Can't wait to see it.
You heard it here. Dang, that's crazy. I didn't
Yeah.
know that. That's actually surprised me too. You know, it's funny because something that I was gonna say about the Project Shadow sim, when the Spanish version came out, the voice actress for Tails in Spanish for Sonic Boom watched the
Yeah.
movie and contacted a friend of mine, and he's like, "Oh, I actually know someone who's in the movie." So like, we had like contact, and she's like, "Yo,
Spanish voice or
the
Tails?
Spanish version of Tails in Sonic Boom." And he's like, "Yo, next
Ah.
project, something like that. If they have like anything Tails, I'll gladly do it or something." Like she was pretty much saying like, "Yo, I'm down. Like I would totally like be down to like participate with you guys." So like,
That reminds me,
That's crazy, man.
when Project Shadow dropped, Ian Hanlon, the voice actor for Shadow in Sonic Prime, he was like, "Dude,
yeah,
yo,
dude.
this shit is sick. Your Shadow was awesome." I said, "He's a super sweet guy. Shout out to Ian, super nice guy."
That's
Thank you,
crazy.
Ian.
That's crazy.
That is really
We
funny.
get the
He saw it. I think Devin Mack saw it as well, who is the
That's awesome.
voice for Sonic in Sonic Prime. So they all loved it. So good job, man. You did it.
Man, that's crazy.
You did it.
Anyway,
And now you got a sequel coming out. Hell yeah, let's go.
yeah, like it's Sonic and Shadow a sequel or
Well,
Sonic First Shadow teaser. Saturday.
yeah,
okay.
it'll be on Saturday.
Anyways,
Small stuff, but good stuff.
Yeah.
definitely slowly but surely. Honestly, I'm really excited.
Yeah.
And then like Project Shadow got like nominated for an award.
Which is fucking insane.
Next
Congrats,
week,
man.
it's next week, right? That they're doing the award ceremony.
Next week, 14, 15.
Hope well, best of luck to you, and hopefully
Yeah,
that
best
like,
of luck.
Thank
Yeah.
you,
and thank you so much for including us in that project. Honestly, like
Yeah,
sincerely,
for real, honored.
and
Oh man, thank you.
Literally,
guys for
literally
participating.
changed my life. So thank you, man.
Thank you. Well, thank you all for joining the trust and everything. Thank
Yeah.
you.
you did something
Hell yeah.
special, dude. Honestly. But anyway,
Yeah.
thank you so much for joining us today, guys. Thanks so much once again to Charriii5, RandomGoonVO, and Joao, Filipe, Santiago for joining us today. It was a great talk, a great moment, and we're all excited for the Sonic movie. Anyway, guys,
Yeah.
without further ado, anything you guys want to say, plug or anything?
Just want to thank you. We have a great time here. It was amazing. I would spend more 3 hours talking about this, theorizing and all this stuff. Any next live stream that you have, call me, call
Glad
us.
to have you, bro.
Yeah.
It will be amazing. Thank you very much. Thank
Yeah.
you, Charriii. Thank you, Giovanni.
Yeah, no worries, man. Always a pleasure. You can follow me on RandomGoonVO and everything, and watch Project Shadow.
Very nice, very nice.
Charriii, anything?
No, well, thank you so much, Joao, Gio, and Diego for having me and sitting down and talking about something that we all really love. Yes, go watch Project Shadow. We're all in it. It's fantastic. Go subscribe to all these wonderful people if you can.
Yes, please
as
do.
for-
Do it right
as-
now.
As for my projects, if you have the time, it would be very nice if you could watch some of my stuff, but no pressure. Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, go watch his.
Well,
content.
I'm pressuring all of you to subscribe to everyone else, but me. Thank you.
Go subscribe to everybody. They have amazing content, Jaws films, the amazing posts that like Random Goon does. They always crack me up. They're incredible. And
Yeah.
Charriii videos I've been watching since I was 15 years old. He's incredible. They all are. Go and check him out. But without further ado, remember guys, to believe in yourself, never give up, and always reach for the stars. See ya.